Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome, Goglings, Gogorifics, and Gog peoples. Welcome to a Thursday, May 21st. Welcome to episode 425 of Pen and Pixels, and welcome to Ghosts of Saltmarsh as we continue with the incredible experience of the D&D with GOG crew salvage operation. I am so excited for this. I am excited for other things happening, which I'm going to talk about briefly that will involve this group of players. But before we get there, just a couple of reminders about ways to support us on the channel. If you haven't done so already, please follow us here on GOG.com's Twitch channel. Please make sure to subscribe to us here on the channel because that is one thing that will support the streamers, and also something which allows you to get those custom sub badges and emotes and all that stuff to use here, there, and everywhere across Twitch. And please consider clicking through and checking out our individual channels as well, because we have our own Patreons and subsystems and things like that to boot. Now, one quick note, which is that I believe we have Kilgore Trout will be coming later on this evening, playing some more Deus Ex Human Revolution, if I am not mistaken. But otherwise, we are going to be with you for the next 2.5 hours, I believe, roughly speaking, where we are going to be playing more of Ghosts of Saltmarsh. And normally I would talk more about this, but now I'm going to unmute myself rather earlier than I usually do, and apologize to whoever I interrupted because I couldn't hear them, because I'm going to unmute them, and the reason is that I want them on screen when we just talk about this charity con thing that's happening. So it's my great pleasure to introduce you all to the incredible D&D with GOG crew. Saltmarsh is here. It is happening, and these folks are ready to go. And before I introduce them, I want to say that all of these lovely players will be with us on Saturday for my charity con, which is called ArvCon. This is ArvCon 2024. It is the 10th annual ArvCon. We have raised over $30,000 to benefit the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. I love that. I think I know it. Yeah, that's great. The Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation, we have raised over $30,000 in the past 9 years. Our goal this year is $5,000. I believe we can hit that. I know that we will. We have a whole host of tabletop games, and as I've been telling everyone, we have a series finale, we have a series premiere, and we have a major announcement, and all those things are going to be happening, plus music and concerts, including music from Kilgore Trout, plus giveaways, plus interview with the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation scientists, plus a game with the Damon Runyon Cancer Research scientists playing a Star Wars one-shot with Johnny Pittman, Video Store Cowboy. It's going to be amazing. So all of this to benefit Damon Runyon. I actually just got in from Free League Publishing, a full set of Dragonbane. That is one of the games that's going to be given away. This is their new award-winning RPG, and I got a full, like, straight-up physical set. So they are one of our sponsors, and of course, GOG is one of our sponsors, and so I want to thank GOG for supporting us, and especially for Pyron Jade for spearheading that effort, so that we can have a bunch of awesome games to give away to you. So the last thing I'll say, and then I want them to speak for themselves, is these 4 players and 2 more, specifically Undeveloped Bruce, who I know is in chat right now, and Fleos, our good friend from north of the border, at least my border, my country's border in Canada, Fleos. Those 2 players and these 4 will be here for the Talisman Adventures finale next week on Saturday, and making a major announcement. We can't talk about what that announcement is. I promise you I'm not hyperbolizing when I say it's a big deal. So we are going to be talking about that next week. And if you are like, but tell me more. No, you have to come see it yourself, and then you'll be able to have the joyous experience of watching Talisman and D&D and all of this awesome stuff with this great crew. So with all of that said, I will now introduce these lovely players and allow them to talk to you, and we'll get rolling. First of all, the amazing and awesome Pyron Jade, which is the person who's right underneath me, and as I say, is responsible for helping with the GOG effort. So thank you, Pyron. How are you doing? How's life in the universe with you? How do you enjoy the new dungeon room that apparently you found for yourself right there? And who are you playing and all that kind of good stuff?
I'm now living in a dungeon. It's what I do when summer comes. It's I'm doing quite okay. I'm doing a little bit of gardening currently, which is usually really good for my mood. So that's really nice. I've got a little garden, and I like grow plants from seeds, because like buying plants is really expensive. Buying lots of seeds isn't. So I'm doing that, and it's really going well this summer, because I've done this for years now, and it's been always like hit and miss. But this year it's going really well, and we're totally not talking about the secret thing that we're going to announce this weekend.
Not at all. No.
When you unmuted us, and everybody was like,
I can't wait for
the
yeah. Awesome.
And thank you for the quote, Saber.
That's what I do when summer comes.
And so yeah, that's I'm playing Waves Crashing Against Rocks, also known as.
I don't hear it.
Oh no.
I hear silence.
No. Wait,
we forgot to test it.
We didn't test it. Silence. I do not hear it.
No. Oh no.
I hear no waves.
Okay.
That's all right. You remember all the sounds, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna fix that on stream when everybody else just like a pro. I'm gonna fix that on stream when everybody else is talking. Nobody worry.
So we're all pros here. We're all professionals. Nobody panic.
Dude, fixing technical and sound issues on stream. We've been there. All of us have been there.
Exactly.
We can do this. And we're currently entering a pirate ship. No, a ghost pirate ship. No.
Ghost.
Or maybe
a ghost ship. That
no
may.
pirates?
Well, I mean,
now
you have a pirate with you, so like
yeah,
I
now
guess
it's a
that
pirate
makes
ship.
it. Yeah.
It's now it's a pirate ship.
Yeah.
And we killed the spider, so it's also now a ghost ship. So that's what we're doing, and I'm very much looking forward to this, because I'm sure it's gonna be fun and not scary at all.
Not in the least. Thank you, Pyron. Always a pleasure. Moving right down the line to okay. Now, Saber, you were showing off that shirt, and I didn't see all of it. So what does it say? It says no idea what.
I think we can.
No idea what I'm doing. Oh yeah. Okay. Listen, that's listen. Not true. You all are experienced now. This will be no problem. Of course, it's my great pleasure to have Dark Saber with us. Thank you again for Move on a Dashboard as always, Saber. And I guess same question. How's life in the universe with you? And who are you playing and so forth? Any thoughts about ArvCon to come? Any of those things?
Well, ArvCon's always a good time. No particular reason, especially this year that I can think of. No, but just it's where at least for me, I got started with you and the large part of the group.
Yeah,
where for the first time all those years ago. It's a great cause. It's always good to come back there and help raise some money again, because it's always a good time. It's a great community, and definitely come by and check it out, because there's no special reason beyond supporting charity, which is a great reason. No. But that's Talisman on Saturday. Tonight for D&D, I'm going to be Morthel Gogonian Dwarven Artillerist.
Yes, with a shield toad and with one remaining spell slot is what I heard, which should be fine. I can't imagine what could go wrong. It's always a pleasure, I say, to have Saber with us. It's also a pleasure to have, as I diagonally go up, a pleasure to have Mike with us, and that, of course, is also known as Wholesome Horror Gaming, who is responsible for that awesome epic intro video that you just saw, and also is going to be responsible for an awesome video, and this I can mention. There's going to be an intro ArvCon video for the first time ever. We actually have an ArvCon video, which was Mike was responsible for putting together, and it's really awesome and it's great, and I'm pumped up about it. So thank you to Mike for being awesome, and you should go to Wholesome Heart Gaming for all your video needs. Go early, go often. But beyond that, Mike, how are you doing? How's life in the universe with you? Who are you playing? And yes, any thoughts about ArvCon to come?
Right, how am I doing, and how the universe treat me? It's all right. It's good. It's been a day. I think we can all say we've had a day in our life. I've had a few over the last few days, but streaming just now and also this game is 100% making me feel better already. And obviously just interacting with chat earlier, interacting with chat now, absolutely magnifique. Who am I playing? What am I playing? I'm playing Silvo Janus Betulus, our half-elven sorcerer with an aberrant mind past, who still hasn't quite figured out how to make the magic do the thing. But sometimes he can make the magic do the thing, if that makes sense. So he kind of knows what's going on, but he kind of doesn't know. He knows the end result. He just doesn't know the equation beforehand. So we'll find out how that goes on. And ArvCon, I'm dead excited for it. There's going to be live music. There's going to be a metric ton of tabletop. I didn't realize you were doing that many tabletop games. Good Lord, man, you are busy. And some premieres, some new campaigns, some old campaigns, the finale of Talisman, and a huge announcement that you may or may not want to tune into if you are a fan of tabletop gaming, and potentially people on this call right now. Who knows? You may as well just tune in, find out. Who knows when it's going to be? Just tune in for the whole weekend. Just leave it on the big telly. Just tune in, leave it on, and just stick around. Get some snacks, get a drink, get cozy. That's me.
That's good stuff. Thank you, Mike. Always a pleasure. Yes, Mike was telling me to stay strong on Monday on my own channel when I was like, there's so many cool things about this. Like, no, stay strong. And Mike and Trippin. Anyway, always a pleasure to have Mike with us.
You were going to be an NDA nightmare.
No, listen, but I go up to the line, but I don't go over the line. Anyway, always a pleasure to have Mike with us. Also a pleasure, of course, to have Inanda with us too. Very excited to have Inanda back with us, who makes this ghost ship into a ghost pirate ship because of her character. So there's all that. Nanda, it's good to see you as well. How you doing? And what character are you playing? And any thoughts about ArvCon to come?
I am very much looking forward to ArvCon. I do have some friends down this weekend. However, I will be tuning in. Very excited for some aspects. Maybe tabletop, maybe music, maybe certain announcements. I don't know. We'll have to tune in and find out. But yeah, I'm tired, but I'm not too bad, thank you. I ran a charity event on my channel on Saturday. We raised just over £1,500 for the British Red Cross, which was great.
That's awesome.
Mike was also involved. It was a lot of fun, but I'm exhausted. I was thinking earlier on when we were talking about like the lead up to tonight's session, that I really think that we should get my puppy involved in this battle, because she does have a tendency to absolutely annihilate spiders. She does it with glee. She's a very cute puppy, but once she's killed it, she will roll around on the spider just to assert her some kind of dominance. I don't know what it is, but I think we should recruit her. She's asleep at the moment, but if the spiders show up, she might well join us. Anyway, tonight I'm going to be playing Brine the Bloodthirsty. I'm a water genasi fighter pirate. We're at sea. We're on a ghost ship. It is, as long as we can keep the spiders at bay, she's in her element. Although 4 hit points and a dream at the moment.
It really, 4 hit points in a dream. But listen, Brian is a survivor. I think we all can, from the very beginning when Brian went down when fighting some, deadly rabid ferrets or whatever the hell it was in the outskirts of the house. Ever since then, Brian has proven that she takes the licking and keeps on ticking. So, she...
Mainly because Morthwell keeps throwing healing potions.
Take this. Yeah. Oh, man. It's going to be great. But always a pleasure to have Inanda with us. Chat, I'm going to get our music going here, which I think I have now officially done. And let's talk a little bit about what happened in our last session as I bring us over to the map. There we are. So in our last session, chat, the crew of the intrepid group of players that you see here, their characters have been sent, first of all, to try to find out some of the issues that are plaguing Saltmarsh. To save time, I'm not going to go through a full-out recap now of everything that's happened. I would encourage you to look at my YouTube channel and look for all of the Ghosts of Saltmarsh content. There's many hours there. You can while away the time looking at. We've come a long way, baby, as they say, over the last levels. But the crew has been sent by their, in quotes, employer in Saltmarsh to gather some information. First, they decided that they would take a look at this haunted silver mine, which turned it out to be just as advertised. It was a very scary place, but they did manage to at least clean out part of it and to recognize the link to whatever this ghost ship was that the party managed to find. This is the Emperor of the Waves, which originally, when it disappeared, was this great and powerful merchant vessel that had then disappeared, and the assumption was that it had vanished for good until, who would have thunk it, it shows up again and actually appears on the waves, and the party has now found it. When the party arrived, at first everything seemed like it was just, pretty normal, except for a couple of notable exceptions. One was the fact that Brian noticed while doing a little bit of a survey of the hull that there were several massive holes that had been stove into the hull, which probably could only have been created by some massive creature. So there was that. And then secondly, the fact that there seemed to be quite a few, that there was some blood stains that seemed fairly recent that was on the deck. And that was sort of troubling to the party, but as the intrepid adventurers that they are, they proceeded down into a room which just happened to have, I'll show you if I can, what the room originally looked like. That was over here. Let me see. Oop, hold on. I got to move my... There we go. That was over there. That was the room that was basically from the main deck where they ran into a bunch of things that we like to call spiders. Spiders, ettercaps, etc. And it was a little bit difficult because it was hard to sort of get to everybody. But really everybody was hale and hearty except for Brian, who was repeatedly blasted into every conceivable wall while attempting to save her party. But is still breathing. Let's just be clear, is still breathing and still up. 4 hit points and 12 temp as I have them. Then the party, having defeated the spiders, and no doubt, clearly having then won the game, I mean, like, obviously, what else could go wrong, decided that they would go down the stairs where there was this terrible stench, and I will describe that to them here in just a moment. But I do want to mention to everyone that the other odd thing about this is that it's not even clear how exactly the ship is staying up, and it's not clear how the spiders would have even gotten there. And that's something which we will speak about in more detail in just a bit. Quick bit of housekeeping. Morthwell, I have you at 27 out of 34 with the 12 temp. Is that hit points?
Aye.
Okay. Silvo, I've got you at 24 to 24 with the 7 temp is where you're at. Does that sound right?
Who?
Silvo?
So,
You're muted, I think. Nope. Can't hear you.
Sorry, I accidentally hit the mute button.
Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. So yeah, Silvo, I have you at 24 to 24 hit points, 7 temp. Is that accurate? Yes. Okay. Lovely. Waves, I have you 46 out of 46 with 12 temp. Oh, that's a good point, actually. Are you okay sound-wise? Oh, if you don't want me to ask you that because you're working on sound, I won't.
you're muted.
Yeah, I can't hear you. So is that... Oh, no. I'm sorry. Every time I do that, I feel bad. I'm like, I'm sorry, Pirate. I can't hear you.
We're only allowed to hear
Okay.
4 people.
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah,
hear-
but now you can still not hear the stream deck. But you were right about the hit points. Can you leave me on for a moment? Just
Yes.
let me test if I.
Now then you went muted again just now.
Okay, so the problem is more complicated than I thought because I thought it was fixed. Everybody carry on.
Carry on, okay.
We can improvise.
I have to wait for Ebenezer because he was like, I fixed your audio, and this is what happened.
It's like
Oh no.
it was in quotes fixed. That's fine. And then Inanda, Brian, I have you at 4 out of 42 with the 12 temp as we talked, right? Okay.
Correct.
All right. So let me describe what you see just again when you came down here. You may remember Morthwill leading the way, and you did do investigation checks, Morthwill, to ensure that there were no traps that you could see. But judging from the stove that was along one wall of this room, this was once the galley. And now the area is cluttered with bones and debris, and there are these badly damaged metal knives and other cookware hanging from hooks in the ceiling, and the choking stench of rotting flesh fills the air. There is a stairway that you are on the bottom of right now. Near the stern, there are tiny spiders crawling over everything. And, yeah, exactly. And, oh, we just lost Mike. And Mike is lost. Okay, well, wait a second. Thank you for the follow on GOG. All right, give me a second whilst Mike comes back, because if I start switching the thing, then he's going to return, and then I have to do it all over again. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. All right. Well, maybe I should start recapturing just in case. Okay, this is what brings everybody back anyway. All right. So one other sort of feature of the room, though, that I do want to point out is that on the southern wall of the room, you can see there is also a trap door, which is leading downwards into the cargo hold, and it's very moldy. In fact, you can see there are actually, it's the reason you can see it on the map is that you can actually see through the top of it because it's so rotted. But the thing that's a little odd about it is that there are these what look like metal brackets on the top of this, holy trapdoor with holes in it. And there is a metal bar which has been inserted through this set of rusted metal brackets, which seems odd given the fact that, again, there are you have this sort of weird trapdoor in place. Why you would need to lock it in place is unclear. But the stench seems to be coming in particular from that area.
Oh, you've seen Jurassic Park: The Lost World.
Is the metal pole that's going through the brackets, is that as rusted as the brackets, or does that look less rusted?
If you were to head over and check, I can tell you that.
I will absolutely head over and check.
Yeah,
Over this side.
Do you not want to maybe attend to your wounds, or would you like a heal?
Do you know what? I'm going to give myself a healing potion. I have one.
I'll keep my heal back for when the trapdoor explodes in your face.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. My healing potion is 1d4 plus 1. Oh, I got 4.
Nice. So we're looking at a 5.
5.
Outstanding.
5 whole hit points.
Hale and Hardy now.
Oh,
Hale.
temp HPs as well. If you,
I already have some temp HP. I've got 12.
oh yeah, no, it's not going to get better than 12. I don't think so. I think we should all be on 12. Then.
Yes.
That was the last one.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Wait, can you hear the bell?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I fixed it. Thank you. I'm gonna mute myself again. Just
Okay,
need to
sounds
get
good.
this out of my system.
Yeah, the only one who was lower than 12 temp is Silva, who had 7, because he got hit by something. I don't remember what. But otherwise,
Yeah.
yes. And I don't remember
He's not
what
here.
hit
We can
Silva.
take the Mickey out of him.
Yeah, exactly. He's just he tripped and fell on his face and like. Okay, So let me just move you up there so you're in place. Good, lovely. All right. So yes, so that's the deal. So in answer to your question, Brian, do you want to move your token over to the ladder, or did you already do that and I can't see it?
Sorry, Alf, what
no,
was this thing in the middle of the room?
I was about to move,
It's the
and
mast.
then Morthwell very rightly said, "Do you want to heal yourself?"
Oh, I
first?"
see. That's right. So you stopped. Got it. No problem.
Yeah, I didn't mean to tread on your action, but I thought.
No, it was the right call because I said I should heal myself, and then it completely went out my head.
Yeah. So this over here. So that thing you're at is the mast, and this thing over here is the trap door that leads down. So when you go over there, first of all, Brian, you can confirm it's definitely from here that the stench is coming from, wafting up from down below. And the bar is not particularly rusted. The brackets, however, that are sort of the metal brackets are absolutely rusted. But you think you could, like, you're pretty confident that you could get the thing open because the bar is not nearly as rusted as the brackets, which again seems a little odd, but yeah.
And I, having obviously been a pirate, been around kind of the stench of death. I mean, is it the stench of death, or is it a identifiable smell?
It smells very much like the stench of death, although it's unclear what kind of death, but it smells like rotting flesh.
Okay.
Not a pleasant smell.
I'm gonna turn back to Morthwell and Waves and say, I think someone has locked this for a reason. We're looking for a chest on this ship. We're looking for a weapon. I would hypothesize it's going to be in the most dangerous place on the ship, and I think that's down this trapdoor.
Do I have detect magic still active? It runs for 10 minutes. I cast it just before the spider fight.
Probably it would be for up for another couple of minutes then, yes.
Okay. In that case, can I detect anything down there within... Hang on, let me check the range on this.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Within 30 feet. Unless there's 3 foot of wood between me.
Let me... I don't, unless there's 3 feet of wood between you. Let's see.
Yeah.
I would say that... Let me see if I can find the... Okay. So... Interesting. So within 30 feet, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Then no.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not getting any signs of anything. Tapping my device again.
I point towards the door and cock my head questioningly.
I mean, I was looking for the captain's quarters, but apparently we came to the wrong end. There's always a 50-50 chance on these things.
I point up the stairs.
Yeah, should we go and have a look for the captain's quarters before opening the trapdoor of death?
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping for some kind of note going, oh God, why did we throw the dreadful fleshy beast down there? You know.
Yeah, that's absolutely. Yeah, I think that the fact that we need to kind of maybe get our bearings, maybe find out a little bit more information, find out why there's so many spiders. Can I you said there's little mini spiders.
Yes.
Do they look like baby versions of the big spiders that we fought?
I'd say that's probably fair. And there are a lot of them.
I mean, I don't want to hang around here while these grow. So maybe we should go and have a look for the captain's quarters. And just
Hey,
get
hurry
our
up the
bearings,
stairs.
find out more information before, as I say, we open the trapdoor of death.
Silver's going to follow Wave, still might get
Yeah,
to
I
it.
saw that. Okay.
Boop.
Okay, back up we go.
Yeah, I'm following as well.
Okay. All right.
Morthwell would like to, as he's passing this grate, and would like to use his, what was it, magical tinkering? To, oh, where did I put the thing for it? My note says refer to rulebook. Great.
Damn it.
Oh,
Past me.
At least they put the page number.
I always is a pet peeve of mine in like an index. Like when you go to an index and it says like, for more on this, see this line. I'm like, in the time it took you to write that, you could have just told me the goddamn page number instead of literally writing a line to say, go look at this other line. Like I don't understand. Okay. So,
So using magical tinkering, I'd like to infuse just like a small piece of debris
okay.
with magical light. So it's bright light for 5 feet and dim light for an additional 5 feet. And then I'd like to Fool of a Took-It down the desk grate.
So what you see here is there is in the grate, you can see that there is a ladder that extends down into this presumably the second deck of the ship, the lower deck. The grate does seem to be rusted shut, but you could try to open it, but it definitely is rusted at the moment. Looking down there, you can see with your light. You can't see very much. You can see a little bit of what looks like movement, but it's hard to see. It just sort of like, you like shine your light a little bit, and then it kind of like it sort of shifts, and then you're like, I don't know if I really saw what I thought I saw. There's nothing that's obviously showing up in the light, but there you do think you see some movement.
Okay, noted, but...
Can you try your special goggles?
all I really see is straight down again, really.
That's fair.
Plus, I've just dropped a light down.
That's also fair.
Just do an arch in my eyes.
Oh, actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I think I misread that or misheard that. So you dropped it in. Okay, so
like drop.
let me say this then. Then that's a little different. When you drop it down there, the thing lands, and you do get. Actually, make a perception check for me. This is how I'll do it, and we'll see what you see.
I'll do perception. I won't do.
I'll give this to you a +2 because you're staring right at it.
22 then.
22. You see several fist-sized spiders crawling along the walls that when the light hits the deck, they just scuttle away silently into the shadows.
Now you say some spiders about this size. I hold up my fist. I'm spotting a theme.
So whoever's breeding spiders or whatever's breeding spiders have got many stages of infants. We've just met the little babies. Maybe
Well, we found the shrine to Lolth as well. Did anyone pass a religion check for that?
I didn't.
I wouldn't.
I'm just wondering out loud to Morthwill and Waves, maybe the spiders that we fought weren't the real grown-ups.
Waves makes a face like they would wrinkle their nose if they had one.
And also, just to be clear, when you were in, I think you did a search of this room, yes?
Yeah.
The room where you fought the spiders? Okay. So you found like that bag with...
I found that.
Okay. And then you also found... let me see. What else did you find in the room before I start talking about what you did and didn't find?
I don't know. I found a bag with some gems in it, or some
Didn't
gem-like objects, like stones.
Didn't we find a little statuette?
Yes.
We found something for Lolth because I've got a note about it. We found a cultist altar.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And I just didn't know what stuff you had found or not found. Okay. All right.
I got a log about which mentioned the terrible storm and orcs and vermin. And
That's
some
the other
humanoid
one I was
remains.
looking at. Okay, that's the one I wanted to make sure about because that very clearly was the captain's log. So you were talking about before you were mentioning the captain's quarters. You think you might have already been there, like that.
Okay.
That probably would have been the captain's quarters if you had to guess.
Oh,
Thank you.
well, that's sad.
So we came all this way for nothing.
Ex-captain.
Well, no, we've now established there are bigger spiders than the small spiders we left behind, but smaller than the big spiders that nearly wrecked Ryan.
Exactly.
What does anybody remember what was in the captain's log? I don't think it was anything that really helped us. It was
The
like
relevant points I jotted down were terrible storm, orcs, and vermin. It
that sounds
didn't
about right.
really have anything too out of the ordinary, really, that I remember.
well then.
Certainly no praise lolth, so.
No.
No, you did not see any of that. Yeah, I think the only other thing that I would have mentioned about the log was that, oh yes, one thing, which is that the captain had feared that the assault that they had fought off from the orcs and the vermin could be the possible precursor for an even larger assault. That was ominously the final entry.
Waves is standing in front of the non-captain's quarters door with her rapier and her shield, and like makes a head movement towards the door questioningly.
Can we see any of the battle damage on the deck from here? As I'm just going over the journal one last time and getting those points from it. I'm just like, he reads about something bigger coming and then looks up at the damage along the side of the deck. It's just like,
I would say, well, this is what I would say. Yes, there are definitely some, there's a fair bit of damage, and like you can see like, cuts in the wood that would indicate like sword thrusts or, like splintered wood here and there for sure. The problem is, and this is something I'm using as a reminder to people because we had talked about this last time, and it affects two of you. Brian, who saw the stuff below, like the damage to the hull, knows that wasn't done by orcs and spiders. Like whatever it was, unless they're making them real big these days, the Voltron of orcs. Unless they're doing that, then no. So that's the first thing, and then the second thing was that Morthwheel, the bloodstains that you see are a lot newer than what the log suggests. Like this probably happened a couple of years ago is when the log probably dates from. These bloodstains are much newer than that.
Yeah, I've got written down that because I think I rolled quite well when I went to investigate the damage below sea level, and it said heavy damage upper decks, typhoon or tidal wave. The ship is now listing to port like something has slammed into it. The rear of the ship, massive dent. The pattern of the cracks appear that the ship was attacked by a sea creature. I've also got the fresh blood stains on the deck of the ship, only a few days old. And that where we were attacked by the spiders, there were some bones that were too large to be of any normal creature, I wrote down.
Yep.
Not ominous at all.
No, not at all.
I'm with Waves. I think we need to explore all of the ship before we go down the trapdoor of death.
it's the decoy.
You think it's a decoy? You think it's all...
I suspect everything's a decoy. This could be a mimic for all we know.
Possibly.
Well,
Ghost,
Waves
web,
goes,
spider, mimic. Sorry, just writing some notes.
so Waves goes and listens at the door.
Okay.
This door where they're just standing.
I would like a perception check, please.
Oh. Yes. Perception check. Submit. 21.
Okay. As you're listening to this, you don't hear anything particularly, but you do hear, well, I shouldn't say that. You do hear something. It's a very quiet clicking sound. Like
Okay. I look towards my
very,
comrades.
very quiet and near the door.
I look towards my comrades, point towards the door, and make the sound.
sound like a spider to somebody else.
Let's try not knocking this time.
It might. Yeah, just somebody knitting. Exactly, Triffid. That's all it is, clearly.
Okay.
These stairs either side, they go up rather than down.
They do. Those go up to the Forecastle, I believe is how it's pronounced, which is I always get wrong because it's actually spelled forecastle, but that's not, you don't do all that. And you could, like, if you took a few steps up, you could see this, like, that side of things if you want to. Like, it's not blocked off by doors or anything. You could just walk up midway up and see it. That's up to you.
Yeah, I'd like to just. I'm not going to go all the way up there. I just want to poke my head up there and see if I can see anything.
I will show you what you see. The first is this, which is over here.
The pointy bit.
Yes. And again, more just
Technical
blood stains and things. Exactly, technical term. More blood stains and things like that up there, otherwise deserted. And then behind you, you see there are some stairs as well. That would lead to the back, and you would need to, like, go back down and go up the halfway the stairs the other way if you wanted to see the other side of the ship.
Does there look to be any evidence of spiders or hull damage or anything that indicates additional sea creatures?
There's definitely not damage. There are some marks and so on the deck, which could have been from previous battles. There are not any blood stains up here, though, and you do not see any smash level hull damage like what exists down below in the hull that you saw below the level of the water.
Okay. I'm gonna come back down the stairs and say, doesn't seem to be much damage up there. Bit of blood, but nowhere near as bad as it is down here. I'm gonna do the same at the other end of the deck and just poke my head up the ladder there just to see what it looks like at the other end.
Mm-hmm. And this over here is the quarterdeck. And up here, the most notable thing, again, no real scrapes or scratches or anything. I mean, a few, but nothing major, and no bloodstains of the same kind. But there is, of course, the wheel that actually controls the ship, of course, back here. That's the most notable. And then there's the mast of the ship, of the sail. Again, the sails are all tattered and mostly destroyed. But that's what the quarterdeck looks like.
I'd like to. I'm talking to my teammates whilst I say this. I'm just gonna go and have a look to see if they've fixed this wheel somehow to stop the boat from veering off in a different direction. And then I'm gonna go and have a look to see if they've kind of rigged the wheel.
Okay.
While that's happening, I'm just quickly saying to Waves, so what did it sound like in there? Just, so you can repeat the sound, basically.
Okay, I repeat the sound again.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you remember the one in the mines?
Oh, we lost Mike again. I'm 100% sure that Waves remembers the one in the mines, Arv, right?
Yes.
That made some impression on her.
I'm trying to use Waves as a sample machine right now.
Yes, exactly.
So
exactly.
Waves would now like to repeat the sound of the clicking that they heard in the mines, because not the piano.
I would say that the sound of those were sort of slower and larger. Sounding. Yeah, exactly. These sounded like very quiet. You did a very good perception check, which is really the only reason you could hear. Very quiet, and smaller in nature.
So juvenile spiders rather than really big ones.
Conceivably.
Piano playing really big ones. Okay. Maybe we should knock on the door this time then. Or perhaps even open it. I'm saying we shouldn't open it.
I was.
Let me be clear. You looked a little surprised at what I said there. You might not have caught the full.
I thought
gist
you
of what
said
I
to
was
yourself,
saying.
maybe we should even open it. I'm like, wait, what?
No, I'm thinking, my mind's going, my mouth's going. There's not often a bit of filter going in between the two when I'm doing that.
Okay, Wave says,
Treasure.
and then makes a movement of somebody carrying something downstairs, and then shrugs.
I'd probably put the treasure further down.
There is treasure on board somewhere. Unless it's been looted, which is possible.
We'll just yell over. If you say it's the friends we found along the way.
I was going to, but I'm not anymore. No, it was, let me look back at my notes. It was a weapon of some kind.
Yeah, it was some kind of magical weapon.
That's right.
But it's like, but a valuable magical weapon. From what I understood, it was something like you look at it and were like, whoa, this is a valuable magical weapon.
Yeah, it's like an heirloom.
So not something that hides that it's a magical weapon.
Yeah, apparently.
So the question is, where would somebody store this? Somebody who's not a spider.
It's supposed to be in a lockbox. So we're looking for a box of some description. Did I manage to investigate the wheel?
Oh yes, sorry. So what you find is that the wheel is definitely locked in place, but you're not sure that that is done intentionally or whether it's done because the rudder has basically been so smashed that it's basically jammed the mechanism up here, so that you can't. It's basically wheel locked. You can't move it left or right.
Are we traveling? Is the boat traveling at speed?
It is traveling slowly because the sails are mostly tattered, and it's also listing to one side, the side that you saw the damage. This is a really good sized ship, or presumably it might have sunk already. So it's kind of doing almost like a big, broad circle if it didn't sink first.
Okay. I'm going to go back towards where the others are and say either the rudder's broken or it's been rigged so that we travel in a straight line. Now, I think that because on deck here, there's only two doors, right? The door that we've been through where we had the spider fight,
right,
and then the other door where we will probably have a spider fight.
That's right, and the grate,
which we can't get into.
Definitely has spiders down it.
Which definitely has.
Yeah,
spiders.
it's rusted, but it is maybe possible to force it. You'd have to, you don't know yet if you could, but that might be possible.
Okay. So, trapdoor of death, door of death, or grate of death? Thoughts?
I point towards the door where we fought the spiders.
Where we fought the spiders?
Where we fought the spiders.
So you want to go towards the trapdoor?
I know.
Unfortunately, that seems like the most likely place. You said that bar seemed a bit newer?
It looks... was somebody trying to keep something in? Or were they trying to keep something out? It seems likely that they were trying to keep something in.
Maybe they wanted to keep something in there to protect what else they put in there. Like the cargo.
That could be possible. Maybe the spiders were brought on board to protect the cargo and then just took over. You can't stop them from breeding.
Alrighty. I'm gonna go have another look at that trapdoor then.
Yeah, I'm gonna head back with Morthwill to the trapdoor.
Okay.
I come with them.
Okay.
But I'm keeping like my rapier in my hand and the shield as well, because you never know where a spider comes from.
That's true. Can never tell where spider comes next. Okay. Also, I will readjust the windows. Can you hear us okay, Mike? No, that's okay.
Sorry. I've literally no idea what's going on with my internet at the moment. Sorry about that.
That's quite all right. We're just glad to have you back. So while you were gone, you won but sacrificed your character. So just
Oh, well, it was bound to happen.
Yeah, just no.
But the true thing is, we found another room full of spiders.
Oh,
But we didn't go inside.
Thanks, I hate
Or
it.
knock.
Or knock.
We
I don't think we've investigated that door yet, have we?
True.
we haven't.
That's true.
I'm gonna. I was good at this before. I'm gonna listen at that door as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna like ear to
Yeah.
ear to ear with waves.
I don't have an ear, but yes, let's go.
All right. Give me 1 second to just get the last of the video recaptured.
Sorry.
That's quite all right. I wish it was. Someday Zoom will be like, D&D is also a thing for our platform, and they'll make this easier. Okay. But that day is not this day. Okay. Right. Okay. So, right. A perception that you're making on that door.
Did one got an 18?
Okay.
I
As
haven't done it.
as you listen to that, you can hear what sounds like the rustling of either paper or cloth being rubbed together. Kind of like the sound of like give me paper. Sound like
Do I have an idea what this could be? Like, can thinking help here?
Can thinking help? I'm not sure that it could. Well, actually, maybe. Actually, I take that back. Make a nature check for me, please.
Nature. That's intelligence. That's not good. Okay.
However, Waves can reproduce every sound she hears,
Wait.
which means
I've got-
everyone can have a listen.
That's true.
Just putting that out there.
Yep.
I have a nature 8, and I look at everybody and repeat the sound that is making.
The rest of you
But
can
I
make
don't
nature
have-
checks if you want.
Nature.
I'll roll for the fun of it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Wow. See?
I think I heard this in a book somewhere.
I grew up as a child to this sound. So, okay.
My parents were
Every
killed by
night
whatever
I
made
heard it
this
in my
noise.
dreams.
Right, it's the sound of my beard rubbing against. No, rubbing. Never mind. I'm not. That could go in so many bad directions. Never mind. Okay. Silvo probably gets a little bit of a sense of this, but I think, yes, actually, in different ways. Silvo, you are conscious of having heard sounds like this when you were sleeping outside a tavern because you couldn't afford to sleep inside it, or you're sleeping on the street or something like that, and you would hear the sound of movement on rags or cloth or something like that. And it was usually the sound of some creature, dog, cat, rat, mouse, something, rubbing along the cloth. Morthwill, you recognize that sound as being indeed the sound of something crawling over something, but what you get is many things crawling over something.
That's a lot of them, whatever they are.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
Did you
I
get
live-
crawling as well?
Scuttling, crawling, yeah,
In your
like
skin?
rats or mice or small rodent. Summer crawly. Don't like it.
Spiders?
Summer crawly, mate.
Not crawly.
I'm assuming that I know that there is a lower deck than where we are, but where we've gone down in the steps, we haven't reached water level yet, have we?
No,
the,
not
the
yet.
equivalent thereof.
You have not. You would guess, Brian, that the ladder there does lead down to water level, and presumably there are other places in the ship that may or may not go down. But where you are right now is on the main deck, or the sort of the cargo deck.
Just below
I guess
the
the
main
cargo
deck,
deck, I think, is the lower deck. Basically, the main deck is the one above. I should be accurate. The lower deck is where you are now, but there is the sort of lowest deck, and that's below where you are now.
And the trapdoor had holes in it, right?
Yes, as if through
Yes.
rotting wood and stuff like that.
Big
I
enough to
point
drop a pebble
towards the
through?
door. I point towards the door, lift my hand and make like a knocking motion.
I
Oh,
don't think so.
leave it, Waves. Leave it. Just leave it.
With
It'll
the
be fine,
diplomacy has its time and its place, but I don't think we're
don't think-
negotiating today.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be anyone on this ship who would respond kindly to knocking in a diplomatic kind of way.
We say 5 minutes after setting off 2 thunder booms on the ship in the room above.
Well,
yeah,
that-
stealth.
those
Stealth's
went
the option we
really
want to go
well.
for now.
Now, okay, yeah,
Yeah, why not?
yeah.
Northwill, can your goggles see anything through the holes in this trapdoor?
Yeah, actually, I'll do that instead of the glowstone. I was thinking of. Yeah, I'll put my
That's
goggles.
a really good idea.
Yeah, I'm going to put my eye up to the hole and see if I can see anything with my goggles of night vision.
Okay, looking down into that. Okay, looking down, you can see what appears to be some, not a huge distance below, but a reasonable distance below. You think you can see basically a wood floor. You think you can see some broken and splintered wood, like there might be some crates down there or something like that. The biggest thing is just the stench. It's extremely foul coming up from there. But in terms of what you see, in fact, I can probably even show you, I think, that much. You probably can see like this much. I'll bring you over to this. Like that. So you can just see the edge of like over here, like what might be like a broken crate and stuff like that.
Sorry,
Well-
what is this?
It looks better than it smells, I can tell you that.
That's a trapdoor with a ladder leading down it.
Thank you.
But it's been covered over, like the trapdoor has holes in it, but it's been covered. The metal brackets have had this, which are rusted metal, have had a metal bar, less rusty, thrust through them, keeping it shut unless you remove the bar.
Got it. Thank you.
So I think we've just got to
Okay.
decide. Go on.
No. I was just. This seems good. I'm like pointing towards the trapdoor because that sounds like a lot better.
I don't know much about spiders, but if we start attacking Mummy and Daddy, are all of them gonna come and join in? Should we maybe pick off the slightly smaller ones first before we tackle the bigger ones? I've not encountered many spiders at sea.
I just look over at Morthwell. I'm like, does she mean to go in the door or in the hole? Is this pirate code? I don't understand.
I think we might have lost Morthwill.
Yeah.
Oh, Morthwell says, "Oh,
yeah,
dear."
he's not moving. I was just
Oh.
he looked brooding, but
He's almost back, maybe. There we go. Yes.
there he is.
It'll
Yeah,
just take me a
hey.
minute to adjust those, but I'll get that fixed.
Yeah, it just disconnected me.
Okay, so I take my rapier and my shield to point towards the trapdoor and make like a jumping motion.
Wait, so Brian, do you mean go in the hole or the door? Which do you mean is the Mummy and Daddy spider, and which do you mean is the baby spiders?
I think that the Mummy and Daddy spiders are going to be down the trapdoor. The door up on deck is going to be slightly larger spiders. In the grate on deck are fist-sized spiders, and I'm not sure about the ones behind the door that Waves has been listening to, but all of them are spiders. I think I think there's a pretty good chance all of them are spiders, but I don't know how big they are.
Also, quick note I should have mentioned before, Morthwill, which is you also think, now remember, the whole ship is listing a little bit, as I mentioned to, I think I said starboard, which is where you saw the
I thought it was
holes.
port.
Oh, it might have been port. Okay. To port, but that's where you saw the holes, Brian.
Yes.
And so, Morthwill, you can also see some lapping water down there. Not a lot, but there's a little bit of water, but because it's listing, it might also be the case that there's more water or less water, further down the deck. But there's something down there, water-wise, regardless.
Wait. I can see the light catching. There's definitely water down there. Doesn't look like much from here, but you can see it. You know, the way the light bounces.
I don't know that spiders like water, but then again, I don't know many spiders.
I didn't know spiders could disappear. Who knew they liked water? I'm learning something new about spiders every time we go out the house.
Well,
I make some piano noises.
Ah, yes, the piano spider.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, unless they manage to fit a piano down through the trapdoor.
I don't know. You know
that-
more about boats than I do.
I mean, it's possible. Morthwill would know more about getting the planks up on deck and then lowering the piano down there, but I think that we can safely assume there's not one down there.
Would it be
Not unless
possible?
they were selling it.
Would it, Fair. Would it be possible for me to lay on the floor and like hang my head over the edge of the trapdoor? Or is the
The
trapdoor
holes are such that you can like peer through them, but there's not nearly enough room to poke your head through.
is the trapdoor sealed?
It's got a bar, but I think we can just
It's
pull it
closed.
out.
Exactly. There's a bar that's closing it, and then there are holes through which you can like look down, like rotted holes in the trapdoor itself, but not wide enough to put your head through. And it's closed and at the moment and like held in place by this metal bar.
Right. Got a plan. Don't know if it's good. We take the bar out, open the trapdoor. I dangle my head over, like we did in the other ship. Dangle my head over. Have a quick peer around. Even Morthwill can do the same. Or I wear those fancy goggles because I mean you're shorter and heavier than I am. You'll be probably harder to hold on to, and if you fall, then you make a hell of a bump. And I'll see what's down there. If anything really horrible, we'll pull us back up. If there happens to be a big, I don't know, this is the secret doom weapon you're looking for, arrow and a sign, I'll let us know.
All right,
mean-
but I am going to need them back. I'm going to hand over the goggles.
Yeah, cool. It's like, how do you, oh, there's a strap. Oh, I see. There's a, no, I got it.
Well,
no,
if you get in any trouble, I still got that explosive. We can chuck that
excellent.
down after
Good,
you.
good. Just pull that bit for me. There you go. There we are. Cheers. No, that's a bit tight. There we go. Right.
Mortal
Right,
hasn't
should we do-
responded to any of this and just watched him going, yeah, come on, can you put your...
Yeah, got it. Thanks.
Perfect, mate. Perfect. He does look over at Morthwill and goes, should we be quiet while we try and get this bar out?
I mean, I don't mean to keep harping on it, but double Thunderboom.
Fair point.
Okay, so it does make this as you pull it out, echoing alarmingly through the ship. Back in Saltmarsh, several people look around at each other. No, I'm just kidding.
People are just like, what is that noise?
Crows are
ghosts.
startled. Caw, caw, caw. Anyway, so but you are able to open it without too much difficulty or get it open. And when you pull the trap door open before you duck your head in, this just wave of foul stench comes through. Just like, ugh, it's awful.
Smells about as bad as the bridge on Saltmarsh, I'll be honest with you.
Smells like the cub's basted balls.
Not even. I'll take your word for it, mate. I'll take your word for it.
But God blesses me in mysterious ways.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. Right. Anyway, I'll dangle myself over the edge.
Now,
I'm gonna
okay,
make
go
sure
ahead.
I've got a very good hold on Silvo in case I need to hoik him out.
Okay. How far down are you dipping yourself, Silvo? Like how
Cool.
are you?
Imagine, to jump out of character for a second, imagine you were lay in a loft and you needed to see out of the loft, but you needed to see like the area around you. I'm not like waist high out. I'm not like pivoting at the waist. I'm
Okay.
just sort of like still got my arms and hands on the floor, but I'm just sort of lowering my head so I can see basically
Okay.
hopefully as far down the ship as I can to see what's in there.
I stand on the side of the trapdoor with my rapier in hand. If something wants to come up, I'm just going to poke it.
Honest to God, thought you were going to say I stand on Silvo's legs.
Or I draw my
No,
rapier.
we've got Brian for that.
I nail Brian's feet to the floor.
My legs.
Because so you can see a little more, but because you're not able to lean too far down, you don't get too much more visible, but you can now confirm for sure that there are more crates and things like that that are visible, broken down, and so on. And there's definitely lapping water on the floor. In where you are, it's maybe about a foot-ish or a little less. But you think maybe sort of further down the other end of the ship, towards the prow of the ship on this deck, the water gets a little deeper.
Well, so far I can see water and trash. Stinky water and stinkier trash.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to dangle me in a bit more, I'll see what else I can see, but try not to let go.
I'm going to dangle him in a bit more.
Go.
Okay. All right. So
This
I
is
would
going to go fine.
I can give you that much.
Cool. Do I see anything in these like piles or anything like that? Like, is there? Do we know? Sorry,
sure, go ahead.
quick table talk question. Do we know specifically what we're looking for, or have we just been told it's a weapon of some sort?
It's a lockbox that's got
It's
the
a
weapon
lockbox.
inside it.
Right. Do I see any sort of like special or ceremonial lockboxes, like gilded or anything like that?
Right. Not from where you are, but there are a lot of crates though. And you can see them extending even sort of beyond your sight. There are a lot of crates and barrels and things like that. So it would not be surprising to you. It seems to continue quite a ways down the other side of the ship. So you would need to be able to like go down further and make your way up there. But there are a lot of crates and barrels along that way. But you don't see anything special from your current hanging position.
Silvo takes a copper coin out of his pocket and still one arm on the thing, just sort of like chucks it into the distance, probably about earish.
Okay. You hear bloop.
Yeah, fair enough. Pull us up.
I hoik Silvo up. What did you see?
Right. So there's quite a lot of trash down there, quite a lot of wrecked barrels and crates. I mean, it looks like it's been banged up a little bit. I threw a coin in there and I didn't hear anything scurry and I didn't hear anything murmur or scuttle or anything like that, as far as I can see anyway. Quick question. Did I see any webs?
You did
like
not
noticeable.
You did not see any noticeable webs down here, no.
Couldn't notice any webs. So that's a good thing. But also no like posh treasure boxes. And actually, come to think of it, Brian, you probably know more about this than most of us. If you were on a ship, right, and you had a very special item you were carrying, would you put it in the?
Keep it with the cargo.
You wouldn't keep it down there, would you? You keep it somewhere special, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and I'm especially since this was an heirloom bit of cargo as well. I would imagine that whoever is transporting it is sleeping on it as well.
Yeah, I reckon it's not down there. I reckon it's not down there at all.
That's assuming, remember, the bloodstains are more recent than the captain's log. It could be it wasn't part of the ship's original cargo.
Possibly, yeah, possibly. Does that? That's just the log. That's not the manifest or anything, is it?
No, we didn't find anything I'd call a manifest.
No. Well, even if it's, well, my guess is if it was brought here and it wasn't part of the original cargo, or it was in someone's belongings or something like that, surely it'd stay in their room, maybe not as part of the overhaul. Anyway, I couldn't see anything well fancy, so I don't think it's down there. We can have a look, but it looks pretty wet and pretty smelly, and I've been enough that I don't want to revisit the last ship we were on. So I mean, I don't know how we're going to do this if we're going down there.
There's no spiders down there, so that's a plus.
Well, none that we can see.
Yeah, none that I can see here or dodge, if that makes sense. But also, what else lives in partially sunken ships?
Well, I mean, something that smells pretty bad.
Poo monsters?
I mean, possibly. Golgothan. I'm turning to the others. So
Really?
should we?
Fecal monsters?
Well, come on, you guys have probably done this before, right? Yeah, Morthwell, you've been around a bit.
I fix boats for a living.
Stories, mate. Stories. That's what I'm talking about. What
You know,
sort
you
of-
know what happens to a boat with holes like this in the side? It doesn't come back for repairs. It sinks.
Well, it looks.
I'm not saying you should go and try and fix the bloody thing. All I'm saying is, do you know of any horrible monsters that may or may not be spiders that may live in the bottom of sunken ships?
No.
Wave starts scratching their feet on the ground, pointing towards the trapdoor, still making the jumping motion.
You're done with me goggles.
Oh, yeah. They're all right.
Starts attaching his other lenses back onto it.
If I'm going down there to have a look, I need a way of being able to see down there.
I would feel a bit better if you take this with you and I jab her with a cure wounds.
Oh, thank you so much.
I
You just
can't
stab her
ignore-
with a
yeah.
cure wounds. I'd feel better this way.
Bam.
You just expect sometimes when you're around me now, I just go, you look a bit unhealthy.
You look a bit unhealthy
inject them
here.
with
Let me just
something
stab you
green.
in the face.
Yeah, I'm
What
getting used
would
to it.
Jesus do?
I'm just running around injecting people with, a monster or something.
So that brings you. So right. So this healing
let me
is
double check
1d4
my
plus
cure.
1 ish.
Well, hang on, cure wounds. 1d8 plus 4.
Oh. You roll that then, Morthwell.
Yeah, for some reason that didn't roll. Nope, it's not wrong for some reason. I'll do it manually. Do 1d8. Not bad, 10.
All right.
And I'm
10.
out of spells.
So that's me up to 19 now.
19 full points. Full. Sweet
Not
hit
quite
points.
full points. 19 and plus 12 temp.
Right. Even more.
Is this a you thing, Brian, or is this an us thing? I just want to get the lay of
It's
the
a
land
brine
here.
thing. It's
Is he?
just a basic cure wounds.
Oh no. I mean going down the hole.
Oh,
saying
I'm
this
going.
as so. Who's going?
I'm going.
I squawk.
Like hopping up and down, pointing at the trapdoor.
Silvo,
on a
I'd
trapdoor.
like to visualize Silvo is still sort of lay kind of on his back, looking up at you all, having just given Morthwell the goggles back. He's just like, you lot are actually going to be the death of me. You lot are going to get me bloody killed. Right. Whoever's going first, go first. I'll roll that way.
I like tap Silvo on the shoulder. It's like, it's okay. You can stay here if you want to.
I'm not going first. You're the big un.
No,
I've got the
I'm
goggles.
going first. And then
He's climbing down. He's got the goggles.
I don't mind going down. I'm just staying at ladder.
So
I
think
jump
about me
into the
and
damn
Brian
hole.
have- Okay, so me and Brian have bashed into each other while Waves is trying to jump on top of us.
I still need a way of being able to see down there.
I don't care. I'm just gonna jump in there.
All right, Morthwell, you might want to give Brian your goggles because I think you can see in dark.
Hey, but I can see further with these.
Yeah, but Brian can't see at all.
Oh.
Me neither. I'm still gonna jump down now.
I'm gonna light a torch.
Yeah, but
I've got a torch. I'm gonna light
You
a
didn't
torch.
say. You haven't said anything. So
We know from previous experience that waves
Keep
can't
your
see in the dark.
distance.
There we go.
I'm not not to be rude. Waves crashing against rocks. I'm not quite sure these goggles would fit your uniquely shaped face. So it might be a little bit hard to get them around. You know, it's lovely plumage, but it might be a little hard to get it around your beak.
I push the goggles aside and I jump into the damn hole.
Artificers Guild.
Okay. So put yourself at the bottom. So you land down
We all
here.
collapse in a pile at the bottom of the ladder.
That's true, actually. Well, at least
Right.
right. So with a
You lot
splash,
do.
Brian, you're following after Morthwill and obviously Waves.
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna see if Waves actually has feather fall because she has feathers.
That would be no.
No, that's a myth.
That is
in fact a lie.
I'm going to have you make a dexterity saving throw when you land, Waves, although it's not a difficult one.
Of course.
And the water actually helps here a bit.
Have I clicked the... Yep, 18.
Yeah, it's fine. So you land. You could dramatically Captain America land if you wish with your one
Yes,
wing.
I absolutely want that.
Right.
Proper superhero landing.
With
Yes,
my
exactly.
shield and my rapier, like...
Imaginary exponent in chat raises a very good point. Don't do the superhero landing. You'll go through the hull.
Yeah, that's that's actually a good point.
It's
They
too
might just all
late for
fall
this
in.
now.
So once you're on
Waves
this deck, you can
disappears and water rushes in.
exactly. The super swallowers. That's what
I'll be fine.
Everyone in the bag of holding.
Oh, not again.
Okay, so you land now. You don't have any. You're just sort of standing near where everyone else is. Yeah, she does a backflip. I guess you're standing where everyone else is, Waves, because you wouldn't be able to see much further than anybody else unless someone wants to light torch or a lantern or something.
No, I'm standing near the hole waiting for somebody to make light. But I'm sure somebody will make light, so it's gonna happen.
One thing you can tell for
I
sure,
am-
Waves, is that you are standing in about a foot of water here. And also the
Yeah.
deck is definitely tilted, which I already mentioned.
This is fine. I'm just gonna wait for some light, and then I would like to do a divine sense.
Let me see if I can get a clear look with the goggles before we strike a light and draw attention to ourselves. So
I
I've
just
come down.
tripped down there.
Yeah, I know. So, but they heard where you are. They might be blind.
I just want to go on record and say this is a bad plan. I'm behind it, but I think this is a bad idea.
It's a bad idea to search the ship for the artifact we need to find aboard the ship.
It's a bad idea to see this part of the ship. I don't
Could
think.
somebody make light?
Well, as opposed to the cultist shrine spider part of the ship, which definitely contains spiders.
If I were hiding a magic weapon of some sort, I'd hide it somewhere other than in the moldy hold of a ship.
So I got a question for you. Why are we hearing spiders everywhere but here?
I don't know.
Okay.
I asked you before, what's worse than spiders? But you're like, owls and ships and owls in ships. You wouldn't answer
Hey,
the
you
question.
were the one who had the so-called vision.
Yes.
If no light is forthcoming, I'm taking out my hooded lantern.
Well, I was looking, but
Okay,
I got
you're
thrown
looking
into
down.
bickering with Silver at the
How-
top of the ladder, so that's not happening.
That's on you. How far does dark vision extend, by the way, for you? Do you know what the goggles of dark vision do? And then we're going to do the hooded lantern Waves.
Yeah, where's my sheet again? Keep closing my sheet instead of minimizing it because I am very good and been doing this a very long time. Okay, here we go. Where are we? Night vision. 120 feet. So 120 feet with dark vision.
Okay, so you would be able to see, but at the moment, so I guess it depends on how much you're arguing with Silvo and how much you're looking. I can give you kind of a quick glance, and then I'll give this to all of you because at that point you're using your hooded lantern anyway, Waves. So
I think with how it worked, I would have started to look and had a quick glance around like the perimeter.
Yep.
And then got distracted by Silvo.
So what I would say is, okay, you get a quick glance. So let me show you the quick glance of this deck. And you can see that the deck runs the length of the ship. It features no bulkheads or walls or anything like that. It's just the deck itself. But there is this dark, murky seawater. And again, this horrible stench that I mentioned. And it looks like the water increases, gets deeper as the ship, which is sort of tilting to port, but is also tilting forward a bit. So when you get closer down here, over here, it feels like the water would be deeper. The other thing I want to note, though, is that you don't really see this, but you see the deck, Morthwill, and then you start arguing with Silvo. But Waves, when you see this, when you look down that way, you can see there is a crate that is behind the mast over here, which is large and, unlike all the other crates, not broken apart.
I'm
How
also joining them down there.
strange. How strange. I bloody told you, but did you listen? Oh, no.
Say again, Brian, what were you doing?
I'm also joining them down in the. I was waiting for Silvo and Morthwell to stop arguing before I joined them.
Mate,
down
for all you,
below
mate,
deck.
for all you know, that could have coconuts in it. All right, you don't know. You don't know what's in that. That could have anything in it.
Okay, that's the thing we're looking for. Either way, it's going in the bag of holding.
Can I just do a general investigation, kind of, just to get my bearings, see if can I sense anything under the water or I know. Is it going to be like the trash compactor
Just kidding.
in A New Hope? That's what's going on
Right.
in my head right now.
What a wonderful smell you've discovered, yeah.
I would like to use divine sense on the room.
Okay, how far does Divine Sense extend?
60
know.
feet.
Okay. These are 5-foot squares, by the way. 15, 20,
Okay. 10, 15, 20,
okay.
25, 30, 21. Okay. Well, not at all, but a lot.
Right. That is correct. So, so from where you are at the bottom of the left, in that area, you do not sense anything.
Okay. That's good.
All right.
I start walking.
Yeah,
I
I'm
wait
walking
until Brian has finished her investigation, and then I start walking forward.
Can I
If
roll
this
to
is what we're
investigate?
looking for, though, would it really be just out in the open and guarded like that?
Oh, now you're going into my way of thinking, aren't you?
I'm just saying, be careful.
Yeah, just saying, be careful. You just watch yourself, mate. I'm going to stand over here.
I can't sense
Well,
anything.
we can make sure you stub your toe at them.
What were you trying to sense there?
I was just trying to have a general look around, especially if I could see anything moving in the water.
Okay. And are you just looking, or are you reaching down to sort of, feel with your hand below the surface of the water or whatever?
I wasn't reaching.
No, that's fine. I'm not saying
But
that
now
you were
you've
sucked
said
in.
that.
No, but I was just asking because you're just standing in this water at the moment.
Yeah, I was just looking to see visually if I could see the water being disturbed in a way that kind of meant that there was something in it.
Not that you can tell from here, although there's a lot of ripples and eddies because of these crates that are stacked up against the wall that are all old and moldering and broken down, with the exception of the one crate that I mentioned. And so there's that. And you can see, by the way, that there's the reason, presumably, that all of the wood and stuff tends to be on the left-hand side is because that's where the ship is listing to, right? So over however long this is, it's broken down and gone to the left. And the water is deeper on the left side and on the port side, and also deeper as you go forward, a little deeper.
All right, I'm going to cautiously start making my way forward.
Alice,
If
okay?
everything's gone to the left, why hasn't that crate?
It's either much heavier or fixed to the floor. In fact, heavier means it probably would have slid much
Wouldn't it have
lighter.
rotted away? Oh, I've got to see what this chest's made of.
I take out a crossbow and look quizzingly at my comrades.
Okay.
Silvo immediately readies his crossbow, just out of reaction.
No, that's a good reaction. So I would like to take a few steps forward and then shoot the crate, if nobody stops me.
I'm not stopping you.
Nope.
Nope, not at all.
I'm walking at the side where the water is not as deep,
Okay.
until I've got a nice line of sight.
As you
And
go,
then-
by the way, it is still getting a little bit deeper. Probably down on this side, you guess it would be closing in on maybe 3 feet, 2.5, 3 feet, down that way. But where you are is still maybe 1.5 feet, 2. And yes, that's fine. And then you can see this thing from here. Here, I'd like you to make a perception check just before you fire away their waves.
If it's crying or something like that, I don't want to shoot it.
Yes.
Perception
It's the daddy
check.
crate whose little crates have gone. And...
If it's full of prisoners, however,
I've
it's in
got
a lot of trouble.
Critical success. I've got a critical
Wow.
success.
Oh.
Two things that you note. On the side of this crate, there is a stylized letter A.
Okay.
A.
And also the crate...
For Anders?
Is that? Do we not know another A name?
I am just looking through my notes.
Ada, councillor, owns 3 fishing boats traditionalist. Okay. That's all I've got. All right.
I'm sure there
only
was someone else.
Name I have associated with the Emperor of the Waves is Anders. And he did set us off on... Oh, Aleander?
Did he not own? Did someone with the letter A not own the ship?
Yes, a man, a merchant prince whose name
That's
is...
him.
Who is Aubrek.
Albrecht, that's him.
All right, tinfoil hats away. I call it my thinking hat.
Also, alligator. Remember you fought that? No, just kidding.
Yeah,
Yes. It's the alligator's
The
chest.
alligator's chest.
just full of alligators.
Okay. I lift my crossbow, look over my shoulder at my comrades if anybody has any objections to this, and if not, I'm gonna shoot the crate.
Wait, wasn't there a second thing?
What?
I've said, it's 2 things, wasn't there? We
He
got the A.
only said he
Oh.
only got the A.
Yeah, the other thing that you... Yes, thank you. The other thing you noticed is that the crate does look like it's rotted a bit and so on, but is somehow still staying upright. And, has not fallen over or shifted to the left the way the rest of the crates have. That was the other thing.
Okay.
Okay.
So now you're shooting this?
Yeah, if nobody is doing anything, I will now
No
shoot.
one's stopping you.
Okay.
Then I'm now going to shoot the crate.
Make
Do I
an
need
attack
to-
roll for me, but it's obviously very easy.
Oh, whammies.
Have this image of you critically failing and shooting Silvo in the face somehow. But no, it does not
Best
happen.
character death.
So your crossbow bolt shoots out unerringly, and you hear a thunk, but also a tink. So a thunk tink, a thunk first, followed by a tink, and the bolt just stays there in the side of the box, in the side of the crate.
I look
tink
at
I'm
I
pulling
look at my
back.
I look at my comrades quizzically and say thunk tink. Thunk
Does that
tink.
sound like a trap activating?
No, and it was immediate, I should say, like thunk tink, like it shot through, hit the wood and went thunk, and then hit something else and went tink and stopped.
There's
Like
something
a-
metal in there.
Like a loot box
tink.
inside the crate?
I think we may have found the treasure box.
Okay, I put my crossbow away, take my rapier out again, and walk slowly and carefully forward.
Yeah, I'm following Waves with both of my scimitars out.
I see the big A and I've got alligator flashbacks, so I'm very careful here.
Okay, all right. Okay.
I'm just gonna.
Now, 5 foot squares, you said?
Yes, 5 foot squares.
No, I'm staying where I am.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep Waves and Brian within 10 feet of me at all
Okay.
times right now.
All right.
I will probably
Okay.
move to about here, I'll be honest.
Now I'm
Okay.
next to the crate and I'll look if there's an open here or something like it.
About 2.5 feet now, where you are, and of water, just so you know. And yes, you could. Here, you would need to. You would need to open. You need to open this thing. It does look like it's rotted, and it does look like it's rotted enough that you ought to be able to just I don't know, pull at it or pull the top of it, and it might fall apart. But it's clearly you can see wood. It's crate, but it's surrounding something. Rather than something inside which something rests. Like it's like form fitting is what I'm saying. It's like right next to whatever's inside it.
Built
like
around it rather
like
than
the
something.
Ark of
that
the
it-
Covenant
Exactly.
when they pack it into a box. It's like
Precisely.
the box goes around it.
Yeah, it is the Ark of the Covenant, so that's... No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But yes.
Cool.
Okay,
Glad we found that.
I didn't want to put my weapons away, so I look towards Brian and look at the deeper water when if Brian opens the crate.
Okay.
Morthwell would like to look around to see if our activity is causing any other activity. So he's looking specifically for signs of life at the moment.
Okay, let me hear from Brian, and then I'm going to have you make you make a perception check. And while you're doing that, Brian, what were you saying?
I just want to now I'm a bit closer, and there are some cracks in the wood surrounding whatever this is. I would like to just check to see if there's anything obviously sinister, and if there isn't, I want to use my scimitar to kind of chip the wood away around it.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything in particular that seems unusual about it. And when you chip away at with the scimitar, a little bit of the wood kind of flakes or splinters away, and reveals a little bit of blue metal inside. At the same time, I would like to know what Morthwell and Waves' passive perception is.
Oh, passive. Okay.
Oh no.
Passive perception.
My passive is 12.
Your passive is 12. Okay.
Where do I find my passive perception?
And I did get a
where
nat
your
20
skills
for
are.
my
No, I got
specific
that.
check. Okay.
Yep.
Where do I find my passive?
Underneath where your skills are.
Yeah.
15.
15. Okay. And then Brian, what's yours?
11.
Okay. Let me see. So, right. So, Brian, you are very intrigued by this thing. I think it's fair to say. And so you are not paying super close attention, but Morthwheel and Waves, as you are looking, you see the water rippling oddly towards the prow, the front of the ship, where the water is deepest. And suddenly, blasting out of the water, you see something which I am going to put up on stream for a second.
Crash compactor.
Warned you. Told you this was a bad idea.
Alligator.
Oh, this
Spider
is the thing we're
alligator.
looking for.
Spider alligator ghost.
Hurry up and get it out.
Okay, hang on a
Spider
second.
alligator ghost pirate.
Sea creature. Don't forget the sea creature that like put the dents in the ship in the first place.
I was hoping you forgot.
Coming
like-
out of the water is a blue-skinned humanoid creature with long
Diplomacy.
claws and a long
diplomacy.
tongue. And as you see this thing come out, you see that there's more than one of them. There are specifically 4 of them.
Oh,
Its tongue is impossibly long. Thank you for the subscription, Gutless Owl. I have no doubt that you have bravery when you need to. But thank you, Gutless Owl. I appreciate it. Welcome to the GOG DRM free community. And observe as these long-clawed, blue-skinned, long-tongued creature with the stench of something upon them, with blood-stained claws, leap forward to something called the attack. I would like everybody please to roll initiative for me.
Whilst we're rolling initiative, these are obviously aquatic animals. Do I know what they are?
I would not classify these actually as aquatic animals, no. They are creatures that perhaps do not need to breathe, but that doesn't make them aquatic.
That
Zombies.
is,
Sea-based undead.
Boat zombies.
Also, my dice are on fire tonight. That's probably the last good one I'm going to get now.
Zomboats.
That
as we
is
like
the
to call
first
them.
time I have
Zombo.
had like better than a 10 roll for initiative in years.
Okay, yes, fight music. Thank you, Triffid. That is very
Oh
important.
shit,
You're
I go
quite right.
first.
Let's see. Let's fire up the... No, that's not that one. How about this one? There we go.
Theme song.
Yeah. All right.
Can't die to the theme song, right?
Yeah. So it should be fine, right? Like, I mean, what could
it's fine.
what could go wrong?
He's not put like "Battle You May Not Survive" by someone McLeod or something.
I would have
The
liked
end
like
of
a baby.
things.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
I would have liked like a baby octopus, like the big octopus mama is coming, smashing a hole in the hole, putting the baby in. Like, you stay here while I go shopping, and then I'll be back in an hour.
Get away
It's just
from my
playing-
child's crib.
It's just playing with little toy wooden boats, just being like smashing them into halves. And stuff.
Like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to the ship. It was a toddler tantrum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
but
toddler tantrum.
no, it's for whatever aggressive
It's
Smurfs.
for long-tongued grey boys.
Long
I thought
tongue
they're
gray
blue.
boys.
Yeah,
I thought
I
they're
just
blue.
assumed it. To be honest, they look a little bit like vampires. Slightly pointy ears, pointy teeth, grey skin.
Oh yeah, Nostradamus kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, not the other. Nosferatu. I mean, Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what
Nostradamus, yeah.
Nostradamus looked like.
I was
To be
like,
honest,
damn.
Nostradamus could look like that. I don't know. I've never seen him. I didn't mean.
You
it
are
bad day.
doomed to the following events. Like,
I don't know. Everyone's got a bad day. He could have looked like that. Who knows?
Okay, first to
I mean,
go
that's-
is Morthwill.
Nosferatu was on a boat, so this is actually very fitting.
Very appropriate.
Okay, so I guess first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna blast out Shield Toad because it might get something better for anyone.
Okay.
They don't have to take them, so 10.
All right. So if you have less than 10, which I think means Silvo, although how far away does
No,
this work?
Yeah, it
Silver's
doesn't-
way out of
doesn't
range.
reach me.
It's 10-foot range.
So then
doesn't
everybody
reach
else
me.
is 12, I think. So
Okay,
right.
that's fine. Better safe than sorry, anyway. Right, that's done. Gonna pull back a step and launch a fireball at that one there.
Okay.
Okay. 21.
A 21 will hit, although it is troubling because it moved sort of. You know the difference between slow zombies and fast zombies, and these are not zombies, but like so this one is sort of like, whoosh, but you do still hit it nonetheless.
Okay, speedy
okay.
boys. Right
Yes.
out.
Oh no! I was hoping for
Oh,
shambles.
ho,
Wow, nice.
Dude, your dice.
Okay.
Red ones go harder, apparently.
Outstanding work. Okay, smashes into it, and it says,
Okay, yep, that's it. This isn't Talisman. I don't one-shot entire groups.
okay. That means next
No
to
gust of
operate
wind
is.
here.
Are you staying where you are, Morthwill?
I pulled back a
distance-wise?
step just to get clear of the melee characters.
Okay, then that leaves us. Brian is up next with Silvo on deck. Brian, what would you like to do?
I would like to change my decision about going down the trapdoor of death.
I would like to revisit my last 10 minutes.
Told you.
I did say that I had both my scimitars drawn.
You did.
Can I use my crossbow?
Yes. If you drop your scimitars, then you can attack in the same turn with these, but you have to. You can't sheathe the scimitars and then pull out the crossbow. So.
Okay,
not
no,
smart.
I really want to keep my scimitars, but I don't really want to go into the fray.
I mean, you know, the only problem here is that you're dropping them into water. That's the main problem. So.
Yeah, I don't want to drop my scimitars. Would I be able to, if I did do that, would I be able to, like, still pick them up and use them on the next turn if I was in melee range?
Yes, although there, you know, it'll take an. You would have to then drop the crossbow. The issue is just that theoretically, I'm not saying these creatures will do this. Something could pick them up from your feet or could push you away from them. And because it's water, it's a little bit of a different situation than normal. That said, yes, theoretically, you could just pick them up the next turn because they just land at your feet. Yeah,
I'm going to do that because I don't really want to get close to them on this turn.
Okay, fair enough.
So I'm just going to use my my crossbow, and I'm going to target the same one that Morthwill did.
Are you going to slide right or up to the right? Because you're.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Otherwise, I'm
that's
gonna
fine.
end
Yeah.
up shooting waves.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you. So yeah, I'm gonna try shooting the one that Morthwill has already hit. It's a light crossbow.
Okay.
21 to hit.
Yes, that will hit.
6 piercing.
All right. Okay, and it it says. Okay, and then are you moving back to where you were, or?
No, I'm going to. Actually, no, I am, because that's where my scimitars are.
To be clear, this is not official, so the random yellow appearance of scimitars does not mean it's very
So
nice
we knew where
drawing.
they were.
They're like, yeah, that's where they are, right
fair.
there. But anyway, yes, you
Can
can
I
go back
can
there.
I pick them up if I stay there, or do I need to fall back? In order
I
to
would
be able
say
to-
you would need to go back there because you'd have to reach down and like it'll take a little bit longer. I'm guessing this way.
Yeah, no, I love the depiction of my scimitars though. So yeah, I've fallen back.
Okay. All right. That's going to lead us to Silvo is up next. Run for the ladder.
I mean, it was my first thought, actually. You guys got this, bye. I can't aim at basically anything, can I? With my crossbow. 'Cause, I could probably aim for this one. But maybe these two, if depending how big this box is. But probably definitely not that one. And probably not this one.
Yeah, I would say from your distance, because of the box and the mast, probably not. If you were to move up a little bit, you could maybe get a shot over Morthwill at the one on the far right here, I would
Is
guess.
this the one that people have been attacking?
That is, yes.
This one here, yeah. Okay,
That
cool.
is. That is.
So if I am, let's say, I'm going to have to move behind what was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet and then attack.
Yes, you could do that. I would
All right,
allow that,
cool.
sure.
I'm going to attack this one that's been taking some hurt.
Okay.
Just normal crossbow attack. If I can remember how to do a crossbow attack, because my thingy has decided to be really small. There we go. Light crossbow. 14?
14 will hit.
Yeah.
Thunk.
Damage 6.
Okay.
It's possibly one of the better attacks I've done with that crossbow, in fact.
Yeah, I like the
Can't
idea
raise the
too
threat
that
level.
that Morthwill just all of a sudden like a crossbow appears above his head and it like fires.
He
You're like,
balanced it on my head.
Yeah.
That's why he might landed the hit.
just hold still.
exactly.
Hold still.
Exactly.
Stay
All right,
on
hold
target.
still, tripod.
Okay, there you are. You still have another 5 feet of movement if you want to move here. Now, I do want to one other thing that's very important, by the way. This water up here, I should actually put a little note here, is difficult terrain because it is deep water up there, or deeper. So the water up
Even for me.
here, not for you. Nope, because you are
why?
because you are an aquatic creature. But for anyone who does not have sort of natural aquatic tendencies, like water genasi, they would be affected beyond that line that I've just put.
I can't see
I
a
don't
line.
see the
I
line.
don't see a line.
Thank God,
Don't
it's
see
not
the
just me.
line.
Echo.
I don't see a line. We don't see a line. They don't see a line.
Must have been the wind.
That's weird.
Sooner or later, we're all 90s video game NPCs.
Yeah, 100%.
Weird. Okay, hang
Until
on a
we took an
second.
arrow to the knee.
Yeah, that's it.
Hang on a
We'll
second.
set him up. You knock him down. Do you-
Interesting.
Do you want a line one of us can
No,
see?
no, no, no,
considering
no,
I have
no.
expert
Let me-
drawing skills.
See, okay, so see, one of the things that happened, which is really obnoxious, is, so Roll20 now, it used to be that you could right-click on the Rejoin as Player button, or GM button in my case, and you could then open up a separate instance of it, which is how I'm able to show stuff on stream that you folks see, and then I have my own GM page for me. But it doesn't do that anymore. You can't right-click on it now and do that. So I have to open up another instance, and I think that's kind of screwing it up manually, which is annoying. So I will go over and recapture, so bear with me just a second as I do that, because you should be seeing the line. You should be holding the line.
Hold the line. Hold the line.
We're not very good at that.
Almost. It is that almost Mass Effect moment, like one of the big fights in Mass Effect where everyone draws their guns in a line. We just all draw crossbows,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
slowly walking backwards as we fire.
Yeah. All right, so I'm now rejoining it as a player.
I'm gonna guess here. That's my guess.
All right, I'm going to reload my perspective one here because that is annoying. It's like everything works. Why do you want to break it? Because why would you do that? Yeah, now I rejoin as the GM so I can actually do this. Sorry, chat. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, players. Okay, now I've rejoined this way, which means now if I draw this, okay, you see that, right?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So it's not there, but let me just fix this. So okay, I don't know what it's doing or why it's doing that, but never mind. So it's right here where the thick line has been
Yes,
drawn.
I was right.
You were.
It's not where forget
Got
that terrible line that bends it. You know what I'm doing? Like it's along that line that
Yeah.
you're talking about.
No, I put a little line there saying my bet is going to be it's here. This is where the difficult terrain's going to be. That was what the little tiny blue line was.
Right. Oh, and it broke the thing. Oh. Okay, that did all kinds of things that I didn't like. It means I have to pull up my notes again. Sorry. Really don't know why I changed something that wasn't broken. Okay. That is correct, so I can do this. All right, there we go. There's that. That's working, I think. Although it's not showing that it's working. Oh my god, this is in like full breakdown mode. All right, hang on a second. If I move...
Can relate.
It's just not... It does not want to show... Really? The problem is I can't just go, oh, the heck with it, I'll figure it out later, because then I'm going to reveal, like, the entire map, and I can't do that. Okay, let me see. Awesome. Sorry, I have to reload this thing again because
All right, builds the tension.
It does. Don't worry, I will get rid of the scimitar emoji as soon as
No,
you pick
don't.
your
I
swords
like
back
it.
up.
It makes me feel powerful.
I thought one, obviously the reason I did them different sizes was one was magical, so I thought it was a bit
One is
girthier.
magical.
Yeah. So one was a bit girthier, so.
Absolutely.
is absolutely refusing to pick up. Well, I mean... Okay. Maybe.
Yeah, these guys. Yeah,
now it's
definitely
moving.
look like
Okay, now it's
Nosferatu.
moving the way it should be moving. All right, I think I sort of figured it out. God knows how it's... Hopefully it'll last until top of the hour anyway. Okay, so we're going to move this over here. And now I just have to reopen my... the creature that you're facing, which is what you can see right there. I'm not going to bother to show you the picture because you've now seen it before. Okay. And I apologize unreservedly for that ridiculous extra length of time that was not necessary, and that was the result
alright,
of
it's one of those
Roll20
things.
doing stupid things. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay, so that was, let's see, so that was the line, just to keep in mind about like the difficulty. That was the point that I was making. Okay, then Silvo steps back. So that's your turn, Silvo, I believe, after having fired away.
That's me.
So that means Waves, because these creatures did not roll well for initiative. So Waves, you're up first.
Okay. Can I don't want to get into the deep water. There might still be an alligator there. And I also don't want to drop my weapons because I'm not going to find them again. And I said before I'm putting the crossbow away and taking out my rapier and shield. So
Could you stick your sword in the ground so it sticks out of the water?
I'm afraid it could break if I hit something that I don't see.
Oh, okay.
Can I hold my action until they are within reach? I mean, they don't look like they are ranged attack creatures, right?
That we know of, no. It depends how long
Maybe
that
the
tongue
tongue.
Yeah, they just throw their
Yeah.
tongue at you.
You never know, like, chameleon attack.
Yeah, that's true.
We've seen the lickers from Resident Evil, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't have seen them. No, I haven't. I don't want to
Oh
see
my
them
goodness,
again. No, I've
right,
never.
right.
I don't. I haven't seen them. I'm denying this. So can I hold my
false
my
news.
attack action until they come into reach, Arv?
Yes, and then you want to attack the first one that arrives?
Yes.
Okay. Which means you're staying where you are movement-wise, I assume, right?
Yeah, I feel like we're like having this nice choke
Okay.
here where they can't really pass me.
Is-
So that's without getting an attack of opportunity from me. So yeah, let's do this.
quick question. This
Yeah.
is the box, the started
That
line,
is the
right?
box, yes.
Okay, cool.
And funny you should mention this because swimming without too much difficulty and then up out of the water is this creature. So you can get your attack since it just has arrived.
Swimming,
Okay, that's-
like a fish or like...
No, just without with few limitations. Just a
Okay.
very good humanoid swimmer, apparently.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's poke it. Wait.
Okay,
Wait.
poke it,
Ah,
poke it,
yeah.
poke it.
Poke it.
I get the
Oh,
impression
only
Mike
a
was
10.
thinking Aquaman style swimming. From the
Exactly.
things. Like,
Yeah, I was like, I don't know loads of D&D creatures, but I definitely don't know, zombie Aquaman.
10 is a miss. So
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Doesn't happen often, but it happened this time.
It occurs on occasion. Okay.
Yeah.
This one comes up to you. Oh, it decides to introduce itself to you with a critical hit. And slashes down with its claws. It critically hits you, so that is that. But it is going to do a total of 6 points of damage. But I need you to make 6 points of slashing damage, which
Yep.
will come off your temp. So you have 6 temp now. I need you to make,
yeah.
please, for me, a Constitution saving throw.
No.
I don't want to. I'm not good at those.
You may not want to, but you must.
I will have to, yeah. Continue, yeah. Submit. 8.
You feel a torpor creeping over your limbs rapidly, and as you're
What is
like
torpor?
What?
sort of a incredibly another term for it is languor, and it's leading you to not to put
Sluggishness.
find a point on it. Yes,
Thank you.
Paralysis. You are
Right.
paralyzed. So,
Oh
'cause
no, I'm looking
you're
like
kind
a
of like
stuffed parrot.
Yes, you're looking
Okay.
like this. It's pining for the fjords. That's what you are.
Yeah, I'm
It's
standing there
exactly-
pining for the fjords now.
This is an ex-parrot. This Keku paladin has ceased to be. Okay, so anyway, you are incapacitated, and what that means is that you cannot take actions or reactions. You automatically fail strength and dexterity saving throws. Attack rolls against you have advantage, and any attack that hits you, if the attacker is in 5 feet, is a critical hit. Paralysis is very, very bad.
I will make like if I can at least like a short like croaking sound like.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay. Second one is going to come up. It is going to attack you at advantage in the same way that I've just described. Because it sees this delicious non-moving parrot.
Why? It can it do better than a critical hit?
Well, it has to hit you first. Once it hits you,
okay.
then that
Oh, I see.
becomes a
Sorry.
critical hit.
Yeah, I thought you said that any attacks are automatically critical hits. I
No,
was like,
no.
Jesus.
Any hit becomes a critical hit. Not an
Oh,
attack,
right.
So.
Okay.
Okay.
yeah, but an advantage still.
Yeah, which means, and it did hit you, which means you are going to take 15 points of slashing damage from that thing.
It hit me.
It hit you.
Okay.
Yes, it did. You'll be happy to know that you don't have to save again,
9,
but
35.
yeah, so I have you at right.
Oh.
No,
37.
that's should be 37, right? Because your temp are gone now. So, all right, temp vanished. All right, that was the second one. The third one is also going to attack the frozen, paralyzed parrot creature that it thinks it sees.
Well, the bold net was effective, just not in the way we thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Exactly. This thing would have actually critted you anyway. That's very interesting. And probably not very helpful for you to know that.
Very interesting.
Yeah, exactly. That one reaches forward and bites you. 19 points of piercing damage. As these things are like, and you can feel its tongue waves, like, you know, sort of searching out and trying to lick for the blood that would be coming from you.
I make another strangled sound like.
Yeah. And finally, let's see. This one, I think the box may save you on this one. Let's see. 5, 7, 15, 20.
Wow, thank you, box.
No, it doesn't actually. It comes up here, and it's also going to attack you and also attempt to bite you. You get the impression they've done this before. Let's see. So attack at advantage. Yeah, that second one is going to hit, which means you
How are they all rolling so well? I've got like 19 AC.
But no. Remember, all they have to do is... Well, that's true, actually. That's true.
Yeah.
I should ask that question. Well, okay, because this last one, the last two ones have been 23 and 22. So I should have asked, but I assume those ones were hitting you because of the 19 AC. I apologize for not asking. I also got a bit confused about the critical hit thing. But in any case, so did both times hit. And this one is going to do 17 more points of bite damage.
Okay. I'm fine.
1 hit point remains. But the good news is, those bad guys, their turn is over. So
Cool. All we have to do is wipe them out in this turn.
I'm the tank.
I'm the tank.
Yeah,
I mean, feather
you're
tank.
the tank. Yeah,
Morthwheel, you're up. You got problems. Especially
Yeah.
Waves has problems.
Shield Toad, 8 temp HPs. All of you are eligible.
I take them.
Yeah, I can imagine.
How big was the box? Was it 10 feet by 10 feet? Did people
It's
say?
not quite that. It's I would estimate, it doesn't actually say, but I would estimate just looking at the diagram that it's probably more like 5 by 5, probably.
Okay. Okay.
All these things.
Yeah. We're on the raised side already, aren't we?
Also, Brian, from where you are, the stench is almost overwhelming, just so you know. I would say the same to Waves, but it doesn't matter. You can't be more paralyzed than you are.
Because I'm on the raised side of the ship, do I get like line of sight over Brian and Waves?
No. I mean, no, because you'd have to be. That would bring you up to maybe. They're only 5 feet to the port of you. If they were a couple, maybe 15 more feet over, possibly. But all that would do is basically bring you up to their head, I would say, if anything, even then.
I'm going to take I can't really hit that guy now. He's been blocked off. I'll take a shot at this guy with Firebolt then.
Sorry, that was me.
23 to hit.
23 will hit. Yep. And I'm sorry, you're hitting the one that's right in front of you, right?
Yeah, this guy, because the others are all being obscured at this point.
Which you have
3
not
points
hit
of
yet,
fire
no.
damage.
Okay, 3 points of fire damage. Also, for some reason, we're having chat issues at the moment. It's not. My chatty is not connecting. Let me try to.
I think it's a Twitch side, to be honest.
No, I got
How
it.
is it?
I made it. I think I got back in.
Okay.
It was doing something, but anyway, everyone's having internet stuff tonight. All right.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
My internet, I didn't have
Solar
any drop
Flares.
frames though, so I don't know. Anyway, okay, right. So you do hit it, 3 points of damage. It's mild, slightly damaged. And
yeah, I'll shift across to there for my
Okay.
movement.
okay,
That's my turn.
that's going to lead us to Brian with Silvo on deck.
Okay, I am picking up my scimitars.
You can do that.
And then I'm not going to stand in
Oh,
front
I'm
of...
so sorry to interrupt you. I apologize, Anana. I forgot.
What?
When you are within 5 feet of this creature, I need you to make for me a Constitution saving throw, please. I mentioned this overwhelming stench. Sorry. It's at the start of your turn that this happens, so my apologies.
Okay. 10.
That is just enough. So you are now you feel yourself like, but you manage to hold it down. You are now immune to that stench effect. It seems to pass. So it doesn't mean you can't be paralyzed, but at least you won't be poisoned from the horrific stench. So now you can act as normal. I apologize. Proceed.
No problem at all. Okay, I want to attack. Is this the one that? This is the one that obviously Morth will fired at this time, but
this time, right?
Is it the same one that Morth will fired at last time?
No, that's this
that
one
was...
behind it.
Okay. I want to attack this one with my non-magical scimitar first.
Okay. Yeah, and in case chat's curious, you can always move. Enemies can shift through the position held by an enemy. So this one basically slid through the guy that was just sitting here because it's an ally. So, okay, and 19 will hit. And so
for 8 slashing damage.
8 slashing. Okay, yep. All right.
And then my magical scimitar on the same one.
Okay.
20.
Nice, yeah.
For 9 slashing damage.
All right. Thing is not looking great now. But it's pretty close. Some of all next, I would say. All right, good stuff, Brian. Do you want to disengage 5, slide
no,
right?
I'm staying where I am.
Staying where you are. Okay. Right. That leads us to Silvo. You were up next.
Oh dear. These guys look like they mean business. The one that's been hit a couple of times with like firebolt and the crossbow bolts and stuff like that. Any indication on like, are they looking wobbly or are they still
this
fit
one
and healthy?
Yeah, that one is looking. This one here is looking reasonably hurt.
I
that one is looking. Both of them actually now are looking pretty hurt. I would say that one behind is looking a little more hurt, but they're both looking pretty hurt.
Okay, so yeah, it's not like it had absolutely no effect on them. It is
No.
actually
No.
doing something.
No.
Okay, cool. Yes, I will. I can't hit this one behind, can I?
No, not unless
Okay,
you. I'm trying to think. Like, I guess 15, 20. You'd have to run somehow here, like through the crates and debris, and then you'd still have those two. The only way to do it would be to get behind them.
Contend with, though,
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
I'd have to go somewhere like here, like
right,
in order to hit this one specifically. No, I'll fire at this one.
Okay. Yeah, thanks to Brian's work, also pretty hurt.
Non-natural 20.
That will hit.
Yep, nice. 10 points of slashing damage, piercing damage even.
Wow,
That's
nice.
max damage for the crossbow.
Very nice. Yeah, looking very hurt now. Looking extremely hurt. But not dead. Well, not.
Can I move as well?
Living dead. Yes, sure.
Just move 5 feet backwards.
Okay.
Just out of just natural survival.
An abundance of caution, as they say.
Yeah, as he's reloading, there's just this casual walk backwards. Like, I've done this before now.
I've done this. Good stuff. Okay, Waves. Your turn is going to come and go because you can't do anything when you're paralyzed, but
Can I?
you can save. You can try to save out of it at the end of your turn.
Okay.
So you can try to do that. In fact, let me actually wait before you do that. Let me just confirm on this condition. I want to double check. So cannot move or speak. Yeah. Okay. So incapacitated. Can't take actions or reactions. So all you can do is save against it, and that would be again trying to repeat that Constitution saving throw.
Okay, let's have a Constitution. 23.
Yeah, you're like, okay, you are no longer paralyzed. You are able to move again. You're very hurt, but at least your body's movements are your own, which is great because they're about to attack you. Unfortunately,
I'm gonna duck and weave.
Yeah, that's it. There's going to be a lot of that.
Duck and a weave.
We're going to start with the 3 that are right there. So we'll start with the one on the far left. Don't mean to make it feel like I'm ganging up on you, but you are standing right
it's not you.
there.
It's them Smurf thingies.
I wish more players understood that. It's not me. It's them. Okay. So you were
I
no
don't know what they
longer.
are, but still.
You were
Dangerous
no
Smurfs.
longer incapacitated, so they don't get the advantage against you. However, that said,
nice.
I suspect that a 24 is still going to hit you.
Yes.
Yeah. So they are going to.
The hell are you rolling?
I know. I was rolling very well with these.
We'll change dice.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, 5 damage waves, which I think brings you to 3 temp, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
All right,
That
and I
brings
need
you
you
to
to
3
make
temp.
I need you to make that classic con saving throw that everyone
Again?
loves. Yep. You're immune to
I
the
imagine
you're immune to the
I
stench.
gotta take it to.
Well, actually, no,
Okay,
you're not
okay.
immune to the stench, but you weren't affected by it because you're paralyzed. Next turn, you still have to deal with the stench. Brine, because she saved against the stench, is immune to that for 24 hours, but the claws keep on paralyzing.
Okay, I at least taking the moment to take a deep breath now.
Yes. Nice.
22.
See, no problem. You just shrug it off. It's not a big deal. Second one attacks you.
I didn't even know what I had there. It's like was a moment of weakness.
Second one goes after you. This, I think, is going to miss. This is a 17.
Nope, that misses.
All right. Third one is going to attack you. That's an 11.
No, that doesn't hit either.
The
Attaboy.
final
Attaboy, that's what I'm talking
one.
about.
That is only a 14.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about. That's
Wow.
what
I
I'm
can
talking
weave.
about.
I can weave.
That was
Shield
good.
Toad saved me.
Yep. The power of Shield Toad saved you. That's 100% right.
It's the Neo moment where
Yep.
you just suddenly you understand everything. You just like dodge.
I am the
dodge,
one.
Dodge, dodge.
Yeah, like the Pyrolyte thing now had like the opposite effect.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, Morthwill, you were up next. I'm going to turn on a light in here. Morthwill, you
right.
can go next.
Another 9 for shield toe, so that's 10 temp HP for any who want it.
Well,
Except- Nope,
Am
you're
I
still in
am I
range.
close enough for that? Is that
You're within 10
I'll
feet.
take it.
10 feet? Yeah,
They're,
cool.
they're 5 feet square, so you basically I've got a 2-tile radius around me for distance calculation.
So that's enough then?
Yep.
Okay, so I assume Morthwill and Brian are going to keep your 12. Silvo, you're going to go up to 10, and Waves back to 10, right?
Yeah. I take the 10.
Okay.
All right.
A fireball on the nearest guy again.
All right.
Guy. Nearest eldritch horror.
Okay.
20 to hit.
Okay, that will hit. Yeah, see, you're talking to me about how I'm rolling. Look at how you people are rolling.
Waves is in trouble, damn it.
This has
Yeah,
got to
this-
hit.
Oh!
Oh, so
Oh!
close. It was sitting on the 10. Oh, man. Okay. Let's see. So, right, that was there.
Cheated.
Okay. Yeah, that's not, even though it was exceedingly hurt, it's not quite hurt enough for that to drop it. It's super hurt now. Uber hurt.
Yep. All right, and yeah, that's it for me. I'm going to hold my position.
Okay, Brian, you are up next. Silvo is on deck. Brian doesn't have to make the stench effect anymore, so you can attack as you will, or do whatever.
Right, I'm going for that one again.
Okay. The
I'm gonna
non-magical?
use my non-magic
Okay.
weapon first. Does 9 hit?
No, sadly not.
All right, going for the magic one then.
Dodges out of the way.
18 to hit.
That certainly hits, and you slash it down the shoulder, and it tongue like, and then just drops and expires, sliding into the water.
You hear a voice behind you go, should have been mine.
Oh, it counts as one. Right.
That counts as mine.
Exactly.
It's all right. You can have the next one.
All right. What would you like to do? You can still move, Brian. So
Can I? How tall is this box?
that's probably about, I would say, 4. No, maybe not that much. Maybe more like 3 feet. It's a fairly
that's
sizable
bolting height,
box.
that is.
So could I climb on top of the box to have kind of a height advantage over this one, for example?
I think you can, but I'm going to say it's going to be difficult terrain up there because the wood is rotting and it's kind of like splintering. So like it's like you won't be able to get purchase on it, and there's shiny metal underneath it. So I will allow it, but it's going to make it harder for you to move, just so you know.
Okay, I am not going to do that then.
You would
I'm
have the
just
high ground, though, Anakin. So there's that.
But not if I fall on my butt.
That's true.
I'm going to stay where I am.
Okay. Then that's going to bring us to Silvo with waves on deck.
Silvo's going to attack this one with his crossbow.
Okay.
17.
17 will hit.
3 piercing damage.
3 piercing. Okay. That's looking
Dunk.
pretty hurt now. Not dead yet. Or destroyed yet. Are you moving
Stays
anywhere?
where he is, continues reloading his crossbow.
Okay.
Cursing as he does so because he hates that part.
Damn it. Waves, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, this time against the stench, because you haven't made this one yet.
Yeah, it's because I took that deep breath last turn.
Yeah, you're like...
Regrets, so many regrets. 8.
Yeah, so that's not going to work.
No.
So what that means is that you are now poisoned. So the effect of poison, in case you're curious, mechanically, is that you have disadvantage on all attack rolls and ability checks. So I'm sure you're happy to hear that. You can now act as you would, Waves.
Okay, can I somehow move back without occurring an attack of opportunity?
Yes, if you go 5 feet back, you can just disengage from them.
Okay, because I feel like nobody's gonna happy if I just die in front there.
Okay.
So can I like go like this?
Yes, you can do that.
And then maybe like whoop, whoop, whoop.
No.
No.
No,
No, I cannot.
It's like first I do that, then I do a bunch of other stuff. No,
Then I
although
can't
I will say, let me rephrase that. If you're double moving, then yes, you can do that. That if you're just double moving out of the way, that means you disengage as the 5 feet, and then you move the rest of the way for your second movement. That you can do. I just had this image. You're like, I'm just gonna move a bit at a time, and like that doesn't. You can't.
No. I was gonna double move.
Okay, yes, you can.
Because
do that.
like I said, nobody's gonna happen if I just die. So I'm just
Amen
gonna.
to that.
I'm gonna meet Silvo back here.
Okay.
Silvo
that's
just sort
it.
of catches you as you stagger towards him. He's like, "Man, you don't look good. Man, you're really not good."
I give a pitiful squawk.
Yeah, you don't have I've been paralyzed and poisoned in the last 15 seconds of my life soundboard clip?
I've been paralyzed by a horrible stench, so I'm like, yeah.
Okay, good stuff, Waves. That's going to lead us to the creatures. Okay, so seeing that they have issues to deal with, this one is going to come here and is going to attack Brine this time. Let's see. All right, Brian's going to attempt to attack you with its claws. And we're looking at a 21.
That hits.
Okay. 21. And that's going to be 14 points of slashing damage. Wow. 14 points of slashing damage, which means your temper gone. And I think you've got
17.
You have 17, right? And I need you to make that classic con saving throw that we all know and love.
22.
Yeah, no problem.
My God.
So that one is fine. Now remember, this one you have to repeat every time they hit you because you're not immune to this. But at least for that, they've that helped. This one is going to move up, and if you get the impression they stack damage, these things, you'd be right. So, or stack attacks. This one is going to critically hit you because apparently I can't miss today. At least, woof. Okay, so you are going to take another 15 slashing damage. And then I need you to make that con saving throw again.
23.
Wow. You folks are like, we will not go down. Okay. Last one comes up and is like, guess what it's going to try to do? All right. Let's see. That, though, is going to miss. That's a 13, which doesn't hit you, right?
No, I've got 16 AC.
Woo! All right. That's going to bring us up to the top with Morthwill. Oh, and Morthwill, because you are within 5 feet, I need you to make a con saving throw, please.
Of course. That's a 13, but 1 second.
Yeah, you have something against poison, right?
I do. Advantage on saves against poison.
All right, so roll the second just to see.
Okay. Where are we? There we go.
Wow.
Great.
Damn right I'm immune.
I smell worse things anytime. Okay,
Have you smelled the blacksmith's barracks back at the guild?
it's far worse. Okay, yeah, so you save against it, and you are also now immune to at least the stench. What would you like to do?
Shield toad.
Okay.
7.
Okay.
Everyone should be within 10 feet, so that's applicable.
So that's
That
Brian.
gives me
it
7
sounds like?
temp hit points. Thank you very much. Much needed.
Yep.
Okay. Just gonna firebolt this one right in my face, I think. Since
Okay.
it's not currently looking at me.
All right. Firebolt.
22.
Yep, absolutely.
For 8
Jeez.
points of damage.
Good grief. Okay, it's looking exceedingly hurt now. Because that was the one that you had all hit before, so it's looking quite hurt.
I'm gonna hold my position because I think I'd provoke an attack otherwise.
You could
And I
back
can't
off 5 feet if you wish.
Uh,
You could disengage 5. It's up to you, but
No, I'm gonna stay here.
okay.
Okay, yep, that's my turn.
That will lead us to Brine. Brine doesn't need to save against the stench. So, Brine, that said, you've been in better spots probably.
Mm-hmm. I am going to go for the one that looks a bit hurt.
Yep.
My non-magical scimitar first.
Ooh.
Crit fail.
You stab Morthwill in the heart. Oh, sorry. Just kidding.
And then I'm going to go for my magical scimitar. Does 13 hit?
A 13 just hits, yes.
A 9 slashing.
And that you'll be happy to know as you slash it again. The second one of these that you've taken down, it slides into the water to join its brethren.
Okay, I'm gonna turn around to Morthman and go, "We got this, right?" And then, yeah,
And that's
that's
it?
the end of my turn. I'm
Okay.
not disengaging. I'm staying there.
Okay. That is going to lead us to Silvo with waves on deck. Silvo, what do you want to do?
Has
2
this one
down,
been
2 to go.
injured?
No, the rest of them are fresh.
The
well,
rest of them are fresh. Okay,
foul,
cool. I'm
you
just-
know, but like fresh from their point
Yeah,
of
yeah,
view.
yeah. Not. Yeah, exactly. I will attack this one with my crossbow.
Okay, sounds fun.
Oh, I shoot the floor.
Yep. Thunk, ah!
Twang.
Yep, sadly, that does not get the
Son
job
of a-
done. Yes. It was when you were reloading and cursing. It just, don't reload angry is what we learned here.
Yeah, that's what I'm learning.
Okay, so you're going
That's
to stay where you are. Okay.
Yep.
That leaves us to waves. So waves with the one hit point. Now you'll be happy to know that the poison wears off after 1 turn. So your poison is gone. So you now have 1 out of 46 hit points, 10 temp, and you can move as you wish.
In that case, I would like to actually drop my weapons and take out the crossbow and shoot.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna. I remember the stench. I'm not getting close to those things again.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking. Yeah, this is. Click. Oh no, it's always behind my thing. That's why I don't see it. 19.
19 will hit.
Okay. And
Lock 'em up.
click. 9.
9. Very nice. Okay. Thunk. It's not like that you did that, clearly. Are you moving anywhere?
No, I feel like I'm in a good spot here so
Okay.
far.
All right. These, so it is the bad guy's turn. The one on the left is going to attack Brian with its claws and is going to critically miss. The one on the right is going to attack Brian with its claws and is going to get a 20, not natural.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, which means that we're looking at... That is 10 points of damage, which I think
only had
drops
9.
you. Yeah.
I'm down.
All right. So Brine drops into the water. And that means this one... that was its second turn, actually. So let me just mark that Brine... Whoops. That Brine is... Nope, not that one. That Brine is currently down on the ground. And let me see if it's going to move up. It probably will. Okay, it's going to move up here. Will be what that second one does. Okay, that's going to bring us to the top of the round. Morthwill, Brian has fallen. I'm sure
Not
you've
much
got
I
this.
can do about that right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna disengage down to. No, it'd have to be there. Yeah, there,
You can do that.
and then firebolt on that.
Okay.
I think it's just concentrate firepower at the moment.
You all notice how you're slowly like backing up into the ship. By the way, you're just like
That
you
was
step
my
back,
plan
step
from
back,
the
step back, step
start.
back. On the line.
And luckily, I didn't really need to say it because everyone kind of just had the same idea
Yeah.
and actually pull back.
Yeah, no one wants to be up close to these things. They can avoid it.
I don't know. I kind of like the smell now.
Yeah, that's true. You hit with no problem.
23 with. I'm not complaining,
I
but.
know you just can't miss. Good
8
God,
fire damage.
people are just like freaking tearing through it. Okay, starting to look fairly hurt now. Pretty hurt. You've already disengaged and you fired. So unless you have a bonus, then that's
Yeah,
it,
I
think.
did. Although it wasn't a very good one, but 610 HP if anyone's lower than that.
Yeah, Brian can't take that because Brian is not capable of absorbing it one way or the other. And everybody else is below that, I think. So, okay. So that leads us to Brian, who gets to do this lovely thing we like to call a death save. So, Brian, you just need to roll a d20. A 10 or above means a success. A 9 or below means a failure. A crit success means you're up with a hit point. A crit fail means you get 2 death failures. 3 death failures.
Is it /R or R/?
It's /R, I believe.
Come on, 20.
17.
17. Okay, so
Close.
1 death success. All right. All
Twice
right.
more and you're safe.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Fine. Okay. Silvo with waves on deck. Silvo, what do you want to do? As these things come
Just
towards
plugging
you?
away against this one.
Okay. Brian
Did
floating
not
in the
reload
water.
angry this time. 6.
Well,
Oh no.
you shoot Brian in the face. Sorry. No, I'm just kidding.
She doesn't feel it.
Yeah, exactly. He feels nothing. No, sadly, that is a miss. Silva, what do you want to do in terms of movement?
I'm gonna move back a step.
Yep. This is.
I'm not liking the idea of getting anywhere near these things.
Yep. Okay. Good stuff, Silvo. Waves, you are up.
Okay. Do I have anything worse than the crossbow? What I don't really think I have. No, there isn't really anything. So I'm gonna shoot it again.
Okay.
18.
Will hit. Yep. Wow.
11.
Good gravy. Yeah. Looking quite hurt now. Not dead, but very, very damaged. Everything okay?
I'm a bit confused. Yeah, no, I was just a bit confused about the damage, but it's it's fine. Okay. I
Okay.
just was confused. The thing is, I don't want the thing to reach Silvo at all costs, so I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay. On their turn, they are going to step over the floating unconscious body of Brian, and they're going to come up to Morthwill. This one is going to attempt to slash you with its claws. And that is a 17.
Does not hit.
Okay.
Take it on the shield.
Stunk. This one is going to come up and then over and is going to also attack you, Morthwill. Clearly, methodically, this is what they always do. 7, bad round for them, which I'm sure is a good round for the party. I'm sure the party is not unhappy about that. That brings us to the top of the round. Morthwill is immune to the stench, so Morthwill, you can get your turn off.
Yeah, they're right in my face attacking me, so this is probably just going to be a straightforward club attack.
You can back up one, but hold on a second. You can back up. You can pick that up. You can back up one space if you wish. Here, there is room, and you could then fire. The only thing I'm going to warn you about is because of where the mast is and the stuff behind you, you're then kind of bottlenecking yourself in, just so you know. I just don't want you to take moves that you're worried about. On the other hand, this dude is pretty hurt, so, you know.
I'm also somewhat concerned if I pull back, they'll turn and look at waves.
That's fair. So, okay.
Yeah.
So you're sticking with the club?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the club because I'm just trying to get their attention. I'll keep that dice roll as well.
Okay. All right, that is a miss, and you're going to stay where you are movement-wise, which leads us to Brian, who needs to make her second death save.
We got this.
You can do it.
You got this. Come on. You got this. Big numbers. Big numbers.
8.
Okay, so 1 death success, 1 death failure. All right. We'll talk about the implications of that next turn, but for right now, everyone is where they are. Okay, that's going to lead us to Silvo. Silvo, 1 badly hurt, 1 not hurt at all.
No, that's super dumb. I'll just shoot it with a crossbow.
Okay.
Come on. Come on. 15.
15 will hit.
5.
5, okay. Exceedingly hurt. Not dead, but exceedingly hurt.
Good.
Are you moving anywhere?
No.
Okay.
I'm not.
Then that's going to lead us then to Waves, who does need to make a saving throw against the stench.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Sooner or later.
You're new here and you're already nervous for Brian? I don't blame you, Alice. We're all kind of nervous for Brian.
18.
Yeah,
We
okay.
often are.
That also means that you're now immune from that stench, so for the next 24 hours. So now you don't have to worry about the stench anymore. Now you can act. The one in front of you is exceedingly hurt, and obviously so is Brian. The one behind that one is not hurt at all.
Yeah, but I cannot fire unless I step back 5 feet, right?
That's true. You would get,
Yeah, so I need to step back 5 feet, which means I cannot protect Silvo anymore. But yeah, I need to fire
Okay.
on the one that is exceedingly hurt because we're apparently not able to kill that one. Come on. 26.
26 will hit. Yep.
And 8.
Hey, down goes Frazier. Down he goes. Floating in the water, which leaves just 1, Waves. You've already moved, you've fired, and so this one now is going to step, I think it's going to step forward. No, it's going to stay where it is and just keep attacking Morthwill. That's the way it's been acting with everything else. So it's going to attack Morthwill again with the claws. Ooh, 23.
Hits.
Okay. That is... Okay. That is 13 damage, Morthwill, so your temp is gone and it's 1 point, right?
Yeah, that puts me at 26.
26, but you do need to make a Constitution saving throw, and this is not poison. This one is just straight up con.
Okie dokie. Oof!
Oh!
That's happened sooner or later.
You are paralyzed, I'm afraid to say. Okay, the good news is that none of its other guys can come up and swarm you yet, so...
I'm very happy that this happened now.
All right, now, chat, we come to Brian's turn. Now, I have to warn everybody about a eventuality that none of us want to see. And that is, if Brian critically misses this, then she gets 2 death successes and is dead. So if you want to avoid that, and if you have an inspiration sitting from my channel... Now, I do know one person, and that is Wholesome Horror Gaming, who does actually have an inspiration that Echo gave them. Now, that was... Echo wanted that to be for ArvCon, but also gave it to you, and I'm sure Echo would not want Brian to die. So you're allowed to use it for another person. You don't have to... You just can't use it on yourself, or someone in chat, if you have inspirations, could use that. Poor Prince Justin has been trying to save his inspiration for ArvCon, and like freaking Tari almost died in Beowulf today. Like it's been a rough day for the crew. So
that's a good point. We have got the Talisman finale.
Geister only has 35k. So yeah, so it's up to, and Mike, I'm not putting it on you. I was just letting you know that you did have it.
Echo already hates me. I inspire Brian.
Okay. Inspired. Okay. I think that makes sense. I think that
Thank
makes
you.
sense.
We'll be fine with Talisman. It's fine.
Okay. So now you can make your death saving throw at advantage. You're trying to save for ArvCon. I know everybody is. I know. We didn't use inspirations. All of a sudden today, everyone's like, argh! So.
Right, let me just copy that. 14.
Okay, roll the other one just in case you critically succeed. Oh,
19.
so close to critically succeeding. However, it's okay either way. All right. So now you are up to
Does
2.
my
Yeah, go
sorry
ahead.
to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
Does my improved critical work on that?
I think improved critical is only on the attack. But let's check to make sure. I think improved critical though is only on attack rolls.
Right, then Prince
Yeah.
Justin in Effect Life. If you're saving for Arvcon, one of you's lot need to be in the Talisman finale. All right?
That's right.
Just saying. I need one of you there.
So exactly right. So yeah, it is only for attacks, I'm afraid. Sadly.
No, that's fine. So I get 1 additional success.
So that's right. So you are now sitting at 2 death successes, 1 death failure. So a lot coming down to next turn. Okay. Thank you for the inspirational.
Yes, thank you.
That's going to lead us to Silvo, who is up next with waves on deck.
Silvo probably misses with an 11.
11 does not hit, I'm afraid.
Twang.
I am sorry to inform you.
All right. Staying where I am.
Okay, that's going to lead us to waves.
Why is Silvo not stepping back? Damn it.
Right. So thematically, Silvo feels protected with you next to him. So that's why I know you want to be in front of him, and that's fucking adorable, mate. Silvo feels protected with you stood next to him. Because otherwise he would be, if he didn't feel safe, he's just seen us take down 3 of them. If he didn't feel safe, he would have gone like behind you or behind a mast or something like that. Yeah, this is the fight he starts to be brave.
Well, then I shoot the Smurf thing. 14.
14 will hit.
Okay. 9.
9, okay. 9. All right. That definitely did not like that.
See. Well, it doesn't matter. I can still go like this.
Okay.
Then it's Silvo.
So you move. I love how this is all like Connect 4 now with everybody. Okay. So you move up, which is going to lead us to the creature, which is going to attack the paralyzed Morthwill because it is a jerk. And that's what it does. So it gets to attack at advantage, and if it hits, that will be a critical. And I'm afraid a 21 is going to hit.
Yep.
All right. So it bites you, which is exactly what it did with the last one. That is going to be 10 points of damage, Morthwill.
Okay.
Right, and that's going to bring us up to Morthwill. Now, Morthwill, you can't take any action, but at the end of your turn, you get to make another save to get out of this paralysis.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that's it. I'll roll my Constitution. Ooh, 22.
Yes, your body is moving. You are no longer paralyzed.
Carry on with the swing. I was in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the Thor movie where Heimdall was frozen by Loki, and then like when he cuts through it, like he just continues the throw that he was making. Low key, by the way, maybe not low key, but low key. Maybe my favorite Marvel character in the MCU, besides like the main characters, is Heimdall. I love that character so much. Like, okay. Anyway, so yes, you are no longer paralyzed. Good stuff, Morthwill. You'll be able to move next turn. Brian. Okay, now chat. We have again the situation that I've placed before you. So, 1 success means that Brine is stabilized. 1 failure means that she's got 2, and we repeat this next turn. A crit fail, though, means that she's dead. So, again, I will throw it out there. If anyone wants to inspire or does not, do not feel pressured, other than the pressure of the fact that Brine is at death's door. But do not feel pressure beyond this, because it's totally, I understand people are trying to save it. I'm just throwing it out there for people. So I shall wait for a moment. I shall wait for a longer moment. Okay. All right. Brine, it is up to you.
I'm rolling.
I want to tell you good luck. We're all counting on you.
12.
All right. 3 death successes. You are stable. So now that doesn't mean that you are going to pop up, but it means you are no longer going to get worse. So you're just floating in the water. It's like a calm, like isolation tank. You know, everything's very relaxing.
And even if I'm face
Really
down, I can
smell.
breathe. It's fine.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's
Brian
a good
is
job, yeah.
Brian is stable. Okay, Silvo, you're up. Waves is on deck.
Fire at that one. 11.
11 is a miss, I'm afraid.
God damn it.
Same thing as last time.
Wang.
You staying where you are?
Yep.
Waves, you're up.
Fire at the whatever it is.
Fire at the thing.
Evil Smurf thingy.
That will hit.
14 again.
Fire at the evil Smurf.
Nosferatu.
11.
Man, you just bam, bam. His nose for Smurfatu. That's cute. Okay, starting to look quite hurt now. And very unhappy
It's
at being hurt.
Better. It looks unhappy. Well,
It
I'm
looks
sorry
unhappy at
about
full
that.
health.
It looks like Gene
They haven't-
Simmons
I
at
haven't
full
seen him
health.
Smile
Okay? It's
once.
like-
Not one
Did we
joke.
wake
Not
it?
one pun.
Did it not get its bloody sleep?
true.
Is this the problem?
Okay, he is so at the during its turn, it is going to attack in the shock of the year Morthwill, but it's not doing it at advantage and it critically misses, so that's good. Which brings us up to Morthwill, who is not stench affected and thus can take his turn.
Shield Toad for safety, 10 HP.
Nice.
Mortal's gonna just plant himself between the others and whatever this is, and just whack at it with the club again.
Okay,
18.
18 will hit.
Boom.
For the max 4 bludgeoning damage.
Wow, nice. Boink. You hear this satisfying crunching sound. Not dead, but definitely looking pretty hurt. You're staying where you are, Morthwill?
Yeah, I'm staying where I am.
Okay, Brian is...
Brian, don't forget you get the 10 HPs now.
Can I get that even though I'm down?
No.
Oh, I thought you'd made. No, you hadn't made the save yet.
No,
Okay, never mind.
No, it made this... She's stable, but doesn't get the temp. So,
okay.
because she's still unconscious and all that.
Oh,
So,
okay, my mistake.
so we're going to go through Brian, and we're going to move on to Silvo with waves on deck. So, Silvo, there you go. This thing's looking pretty hurt.
16.
16 will hit.
Nice. Roll the damage. 7.
7, okay. Very hurt now. Oh, wait, what?
I
just got
think I pressed
7
it.
through.
I think I
Okay.
pressed it twice.
We'll take
I
that
think he was
first one,
thinking
7.
about the first one. I got impatient and pressed it a second time. Sorry.
That's no problem. 7, so it's not dead, but
7.
looking very hurt now.
This is the part where you fall down.
Yeah.
So unless you're moving
This
anywhere, Silvo,
Is where you die.
this is where you die. Waves, that means you are up next if Silvo is done. Are you?
Yeah,
are
I'm
you
done.
Okay, Waves, you're up.
Okay. I can't. Can I shoot over Morthwill?
Yes. We established
Okay.
you can.
That. Sorry, Morthwill is kind of disrespectful.
I just kind of assumed you'd be able to, which is why I made the move.
If you lean
9.
in,
9 is a
it's-
miss.
It makes a better shot. You should have leaned on him.
9 is a miss, I'm
I'm a better
afraid.
tripod than I am a door.
Should have leaned on him.
Sorry, Waves. You going to move anywhere?
Yeah, I think I should leave Morthwill some space to go back to, right? So I should do like this.
Okay. All right. On its turn, it will again attempt to attack Morthwill. Misses with an 11, which brings us up to Morthwill again. Immune from the stench, can operate.
6 10
Shield
HPs.
Toad, which I think doesn't help anybody right
No,
now.
I don't think it
No.
does. Yep, just bash it with a lump of wood again. 14.
No, 14 will hit.
4 points of damage. These damage rolls, man.
So a stiff breeze could blow it over. It is like...
Come on.
it is like...
He's milking it.
Yeah, it's like right there. He didn't even wait.
What about 8 points of piercing damage? I want it dead. All right.
Between
Yeah,
the
then-
eyes.
Then it's like the Final Fantasy VII boss thing where he takes like 2 minutes to just.
No, it's like this all of a sudden just Han Solo's like,
Can we?
like screw
Can we
this.
yeah.
Oh
Can
my
we get like
god.
a combo where like Morthwill like sort of like gut punches it with the club as I'm firing? And
Oh,
my-
sure.
my-
I thought
my
what it was
thing
going to
just
be
goes through
though
its head.
was that Morthwill was doing that, hits it, and then Morthwill's just like, now I've got to think about because Silvo is
Yeah.
just like, kill it, dead.
It's
It's
happened to Morthwill twice now.
No, I know. It's all right. It slips into the water. I do want to point out for chat that took about 35 minutes for a 8 person, right? Four of the creatures, four of the party against each other in a sort of closed quarters thing. For people who talk about combat, that same combat in in fourth edition would have taken about twice the time. It would have taken at least an hour to an hour and a half. So fifth edition is much faster in this regard. Also because the party was operating efficiently, but still. Okay.
Yeah, we were.
So silence reigns, and I had a feeling that the party wanted to at least check something before. And also Brian does, is kind of like there as well.
Definitely checking on Brian first.
Okay. Yeah, Brian, you can see is like
let's lift her out of the water.
Yeah.
sort of lying there.
Enter Scimitar, because she's gonna get angry if we don't save the Scimitar.
Yeah.
Okay. You can do that. Where are you bringing Brian to?
We could lay her on the crate.
Or over by the ladder.
Oh, by the ladder. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
So
Brian can rest up by the ladder and join us when she gets her strength, right?
we can lean her
Rider's
against
attack.
we can lean her against the wall like in a sitting position.
Yes.
Okay. So do you want to move yourself, Brian, down to where you think they're moving you?
Although this is a good question, maybe she would prefer to float.
That's true.
We don't know. We're gonna ask her later.
We can only go off non-aquatic life tendencies. Like I think if any of us were unconscious, we'd want to be slumped against a wall or something like that.
Not face down in water.
Maybe not face down in water. So we're only going off our tendencies.
I'm gonna go search for my weapons as well.
I'm gonna have a look, see if those things had anything shiny on them.
I'm gonna look at the shiniest thing in the room.
Or if that's sorted. But
So
I mean, I know they look like a naked Nos Smurf R2, but they might have some on them.
they unfortunately do not, but I will say that as you're looking over there, Silvo, and then I'm going to come to Morthwill, there is all kinds of manner of unfortunate, moist and rotting things of meat. And you're not 100% sure that this is just animal meat, if you know what I'm saying. Something clearly, it's like half chewed and all that. And the thing about it is that obviously they didn't create this out of nowhere. If you had to guess, something was throwing food down here.
Oh, these are pets.
Well, they were. I mean, you don't know about pets, but they definitely were.
Maybe they were to keep a watch on the box here.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, it was barred from the outside to keep things in and out.
This is very true.
So, meanwhile, Morthwill, you're able to kind of flake away the rest of the.
I've got a crowbar. It's open.
Oh, okay. Inside the crate is a blue metal box. It has no obvious lock or latch, but it is pristine. It is not dirty. It is not broken or rotted or anything whatsoever. It is a blue metal and apparently completely sealed box.
Okay. Metal box. Can I examine it to see if I recognize any magical markings on it? Maybe
Sure.
something I've read in a book in my Arcana studies?
Sure you can.
18.
When you check that out, you're pretty sure that there is magic of some kind, especially because you don't even know where it would open. Like there's no obvious, there's nothing to put your crowbar in, like there's, for example, and there's no obvious lock to pick. And so that's the sort of thing to consider, is that it's definitely radiating magic. The other thing is, as you were looking at it, I would say that probably Waves hears this first because of your keen sensitivity to sound. You hear a and then a wham as the ship goes smash and you all sort of stumble over. And Waves, as you sort of, Morthwill actually, because Waves heard the sound. Morthwill, when you look over, and Silvo, Morthwill and Silvo both. When you look over, you can see that there is a new hole that's been created in the starboard side of the ship, and a large tentacle is outside of it. And that's where we're going to bring our session to a close for the day.
Dun, dun, dun. And the only person that can swim is unconscious.
But you found the box.
We found the box.
Big positive.
We might not get off the ship, but we found the box.
Just out of curiosity, people who are not unconscious currently, what are your strength values? Because you might have to take Brian and run.
Not high.
Just asking, what are they?
Not
Fine.
high and not low.
Mine's 11.
Mine's 10.
I've got a 13.
Ace.
I feel this is gonna.
It's gonna
look
get great.
Great.
It's gonna
yeah,
get great.
we're
It's
gonna
gonna get great.
I would like to run, but I don't feel like it's gonna look like running. You know.
I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, Brian can bob around down here until she's fish food.
No, yeah, that's like not the goal, you know. I
mean,
I would
ideally
prefer.
not.
Can we put some floating device on her and just shoot her out like a torpedo and then collect her later?
We were given signal flares.
Just put it's a homing device.
How big's that bag of holding?
Two for opening.
Imaginary exponent, by the way, I want to say in answer to your question of whether there are handles, I should say for the benefit of the players as well, that the box is, and I quote, bulky and hard to handle. One or two characters can try to carry the box, and we'll talk about using an action to pick it up and so on. Nobody has a strength of 7 or lower, right?
No.
So you have, I heard 11. What were the other scores? From the
10,
non-unconscious
11, and a
people?
13.
10, 11, and 13. Okay. Right. So you can carry it together, which means that you can move faster. Or, so one person could pick up Brian, 2 people could pick up the box, or one person could try to He-Man pick up the box themselves, and then we'll have a penalty to their speed while walking through this water. But again, while under attack from a massive tentacled creature. But again, I can't imagine that there'll be any problem. When this...
That's all right. I will sing him the song of our people.
Okay.
Okay, which is the song of our people? Because I can repeat it.
It's tentacles. Come on.
Yeah, sorry.
Tentacles!
This was really good stuff today, and I really enjoyed. That was a pretty snappy combat, despite the fact that people... those creatures are nasty, by the way, as you could tell, and the stench is a problem, but the way bigger problem is the paralysis. Nobody likes that.
What were they, if you're allowed to tell us?
I normally wouldn't, but I will in this case. Those are all ghasts.
Oh, Jesus.
And
See,
ghasts
chat
are...
called ghouls. I've encountered wights that have similar attacks in various fantasy settings as well, so
Yeah.
I wasn't 100%.
I was thinking ghouls.
Yeah, these are ghasts. And ghasts are faster and more dangerous than ghouls and tougher. And so...
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Right?
I actually wondered if Waves was going to try to turn these creatures as a paladin.
I was waiting for the paladin turn.
I don't have it. I don't have it.
You don't have it, and also these things resist turning. They're not easy to turn. Ghasts suck, is what I'm saying. They are strong, and that's why when you were all staying away from them and like firebolting them, I'm like, this is probably a good call. But at some point, and then they all swarm you too, which is like they're like eat, kill. So yeah. Anyway,
I have a divine smite, but I don't have a turn undead.
yeah. No, it's you all survived the fight. Now you just have to survive the escape. I'll start with Ananda. Brian was taking, listen, Brian did a lot of effective damage in that fight and also had a lot of, good ideas about how to work through things. It could very easily have been Waves going down, and almost was it not for the power of the shield toad, which did some major work in this fight. But having said that, eventually you became the person who got the short end of the straw. And that was like, that was literally dicey. There was one moment there where you easily could have been like, face the mortality thing. So I'm curious, but you pulled through it, you made it through it okay. If we, now the party has to figure out how to get you up and moving or get you out of the ship. How did you feel about, and you found the box. Let's always remember you found the box. How did you feel about today's session? Where will the fine folks find you next?
It's a lot of fun as always, even when Brian's face down in the water. I'm glad she got a couple of good hits in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad it wasn't spiders. I don't know if the outcome would have been different. I'm really looking forward to the next session. If I was conscious, I'd be able to help carry the box because I have a strength
You're
of
conscious, you'd be
17,
carrying
but
it.
unfortunately, I'm not. Uh, but yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun finding out how this is going to pan out. But yeah, I will be over on my own channel tomorrow. I've got a weekend off. I've got some friends visiting, so I won't be on GOG this Saturday. But hopefully next week things will return back to normal. On my own channel, I'm currently playing God of War, which I started over here on GOG when it was released here. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, that's me. Thank you very much.
Good stuff. Thank you, Ananda. Good stuff. And we will see you in a guest starring role on Saturday as well.
Yes,
for something,
I
for
will
reasons.
be popping in
Yeah.
ARVCon, obviously.
Yeah, for reasons, you know.
For reasons.
But always a pleasure to have Ananda with us. Also a pleasure, of course, to have Mike, Wholesome Horror Gaming, with us. Good stuff today. Silvo did manage to get in some good hits on these creatures, and did manage to, but it was very funny to watch all of you come up and then slowly backing up, as I said, the Connect 4 with Silvo, like, leading the charge backwards and Waves being like, get behind me, like, wait, where you're like, no, but I feel safe next to you. It was funny to watch that all play out. And now, you know, Silvo's got, you all have issues is basically what I'm saying. How did you feel about today's session? Where will the fine folks find you next?
Every now and then, Silvo needs a really good, he needs to be a cog in the machine session. Like, he needs to feel like he belongs exactly where he is in the world, and this exactly felt like that. There was good banter with the other players, there was good banter with the other characters, there was good mechanical hits from him, and he didn't have to, like, I don't know, open a vein in order to try and cast a spell or something like that. He felt like he could add value without having to use his magic, and that's something that he's going to have to get used to, because at the minute he's still unsure whether or not he's only valuable because he's got this secret magic inside him, or he's actually adding value or good to the world moving forwards without it. So this is a good, but for Silvo as a character, this was a really good experience. The
Plus
giant
jumping
octopus,
the turn, by the way, which was also really funny. It's just like, no, never mind your moves, shoot. Shoot this guy. Anyway, sorry, go on.
But yeah, the giant octopus, however, he's really not happy about that. He's not; those vibes are not on at all. That can get in the bin completely. But as for myself, I adored it. I always adore playing with these players. I always adore playing tabletop with you guys. Everybody knows that. But for myself, other than ARVCon, you can catch me on my channel, Wholesome Horror Gaming, on Thursday, 5 p.m. BST, where we're going to be carrying on and hopefully finishing the horror game The Fridge is Red, which is a collection of short PlayStation 1 inspired graphics related horror games, which are just wild, man. They're not like spooky. They're just weird. They're like fever dreams. And then we're going to move on to something like Killer Frequency, which literally everyone, even family members, have been telling me that I should play this game because it's really good. And now I'm like, okay, cool, I'll play it next. And then you can see us on Saturday for ARVCon. I'm dead excited for that. It's going to be so much fun. You should definitely check it out. Prince Justin, Imaginary Exponent, whoever, someone with inspiration needs to be there to back me up, because when Echo finds out, there's going to be no living with him. There'll be no living with him. So I need you there.
Thanks, Mike. Good stuff as always today. Great stuff as well. I mean, listen, Saber, the freaking shield toad was like MVST, the most valuable shield toad.
With some really hot dice tonight.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, like, and those temp were needed. Plus, just like slamming away with the firebolt. I think you hit twice with the club. You know, Morthwell was on point tonight in all of those things. And obviously now is faced with this situation of, you found the box, and now you've also found this massive tentacle creature thing, and also Brian's not conscious. So a lot of not great things that has to be processed. But at least you survived those 4 things, and you survived paralysis attack too. So there's also that. How did you feel about Brian needs to buy a lottery ticket right after the stream? Yeah. How did you feel about today's session? Where we'll I know where the lovely folks will see you next. But any thoughts about, I guess, tonight's session? No, I should ask that. You're going to be here before. I shouldn't assume it's just ARVCon or nothing. Sorry. Where will the fine folks see you next?
Well, I'll be back here tomorrow carrying on with some Mafia 3. I'll be back on my channel whenever it's not Wednesday or Sunday, except for this week where it's going to be ArvCon for, just your regular kind of stream.
Yeah.
We cannot overstate just how downplayed this stream will be.
Yeah. Totally normal.
But yeah, because it's getting late. So yeah, I'll see you all next time.
Good stuff. And last but certainly not least, Pyron, really good stuff from Waves as well. I am surprised that you did not go down in that fight. You got obliterated in that first round where they were just like bite, claw, bite, claw. It was just not. It was not a good cascade of events for Waves, but then you did manage to hang together long enough that you could then actually do some serious damage yourself with the crossbow and protect Silvo, despite Silvo's attempts to make that harder, and all that kind of good stuff. So you had it all. You had poison stench, you had paralysis, and you also had clocking people with crossbows and such. How did you feel about things today, and where will the lovely folks find you next?
I feel a little bit bad about leaving Brian at the front, but I had only one hit point left, and I did think it would have been smart to stay, so that was a really hard decision. And might have also led Waves then to like, okay, I couldn't protect Brian, but I'm gonna protect Silver at all costs. Stay behind me, damn it.
Yep.
And, so yeah, that was tough. I don't feel like fighting the Kraken, I have to admit. So let's see what we can all stuff into the bag of holding. And then we go from there, I guess. Yeah. It's going to be very interesting. I'm very much looking forward to ArvCon. And everything we're going to announce there, which I'm like, oh my goodness me.
Again, just normal stuff. Like no.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's going to be like completely normal. We're doing this like every week actually, and
right. Standard.
I'm not totally excited or anything. Like, yeah, good night, everyone. But see you on Saturday.
Good stuff, Pyron. Good stuff, crew. Well done tonight, and can't wait for Saturday and everything beyond it. He said archly. Chat, we get some love for Pyron J, Darksaber 2K, Wholesome Horror Gaming, and Ananda. Thank you so much, everybody, and I will see you folks soon.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Bye for now.
Miss you, bye.
All right. That, folks, is going to do it today. Really fun session today. I enjoyed that a lot, and we'll see. There's a lot. They got a lot to work on that they're going to have to deal with for sure coming through here. But, they're also experienced. And the reason I pointed out that stuff about the how fast the combat went is that I think it was important to acknowledge that it was managed pretty efficiently on the player side. I mean, I like to think that I keep things rolling as much as I can, but the players did things very well to sort of keep things managed efficiently so they could get through that combat. And it was quick, and yet they were able to do what they wanted to do. So it was cool. And ghasts, man. You do not want to mess with gas. Those things suck. Anyway, I do want to encourage everybody. Kilgore Trout is going to be here in a couple of hours with, I believe, more Deus Ex Human Revolution. But I do want to mention that I will, on my channel tomorrow night, if you like this, we will have a special community D&D session with the Shadow Crew playing on my channel Waterdeep Dragon Heist, as they've been doing. So that's really cool. Also, on Thursday, I'll be back on my channel with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And then next weekend, Friday, is ArvCon on my channel, and I mention it here because GOG is one of the sponsors of it. We're going to be there Friday night with Expedition for the Mysterious Peaks, a tabletop role-playing game. Then Zach Clay will be doing a first part of a concert. He's an awesome marimba electronica player that you will not want to miss. Saturday then is at noon Eastern, the interview with the scientists from the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. That is the charity that benefits from this. We've raised over $30,000 for Damon Runyon in the last 9 years. Our goal this year is $5,000. So we will be interviewing them at noon Eastern. Then at 12:45 Eastern will be the finale of Talisman Adventures, and we will need all of you there, folks. Please spread the word. There's a big announcement, not only the Talisman Adventures finale, but also we will have not just the 4 players, including 3 of the ones you just saw, plus Undeveloped Bruce, but also Inanda will be part of it, and also Fleo's regular guest star in Ghosts of Saltmarsh will be a part of it. You will not want to miss this, as I say. It is a big announcement, so that's going to be happening on my channel at 12:45 on Saturday of next week. Then, of this coming week, I should say, this coming Saturday. Then there will be a Star Wars one-shot with the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation scientists. Johnny Pittman will be the GM for that. Then we will have the remaining concert. So that will be, first of all, Kilgore Trout, our very own Kilgore Trout here. And then Chrono Wolf, former GOG streamer, will be doing the other part of the concert. That's going to be awesome. Then we will have the more of the community D&D that I mentioned, Waterdeep Dragon Heist, that wrap up Saturday. Sunday will be a marathon session of Eberron Oracle of War with my Infinity and Beyond crew. 8 hours long, that session. And then Monday, we are going to have the final part of ARFCon is going to be the premiere of a new campaign on my channel called Dune Imperium Plans Within Plans. That is going to be with Johnny Pippin again as the GM, and Darcy Little Badger, Valerie Valdez, Zach Clay, and Brandon O'Brien as your players, which are it's a great cast. That's going to be really, really amazing. And then I'll wrap up after that, plus giveaways and all that kind of stuff. So you'll definitely want to be here for that. It's going to be awesome. But that is going to do it for me. I hope you folks will be back here in a couple hours for Kilgore. Otherwise, I hope we'll see you on my channel tomorrow night for some community D&D. And again, ARVCon, good job today, by the way, to chat for the inspirations that you used at the right times. That was necessary. It really did make a difference. Remember, come to play, because for Talisman Adventures, they may well need those inspirations, and Mike used his one, so you're going to need someone to back him up in that situation. So thank you to everyone who made this awesome. Please follow the channel. Please make sure to subscribe to us here on GGCom's Twitch channel. And I will see, and please check our own individual channels for all the individual subsystems and stuff like that we have as well. Otherwise, I will see you folks either on my channel or right back here next Tuesday for more, I believe, actually Talisman of a different kind, possibly, he said archly, but we'll have to see for yourselves coming up next week. That's it for me. Much love. Thank you, everybody. Everyone, please be good to each other, and I'll see you folks soon. Until then, everyone be good to each other, and bye for now.